very good afternoon and welcome to Mineral Resources Park here in Laff Lane, Western Australia. It is OPTUS WAFL action for round 6 and the Perth Demons hosting the Peel Thunder. An indifferent start to the season for the Perth Demons after breaking such a long drought in 2020 and making a finals appearance, their first since 1997. Their season 2021 got off to a great start. A 13-point win over the West Coast Eagles reserves team was followed up by two big losses. Firstly to Swan Districts and then the Claremont Tigers before steadying the ship last week down the road in East Fremantle, and they defeated the Sharks by 30 points. Well, the Peel Thunder, they come in this afternoon with 9 changes, 9 ins, 9 outs. Banfield, Blakely, Gyro, Henry and Meek, and also their leading goal kicker in Sturt, come out of that lineup, and 9 fresh bodies in for this round 6 fixture. The Thunder season, well, how much do we read into it? 2 losses, firstly against the Sharks and also to South Fremantle, and then monster wins over East Perth by 105 points, and the West Coast Eagles reserves team by 79. Well, very good afternoon. Matt Chechens is my name as we see the players getting ready for the first bounce. And joining me this afternoon in commentary, Luke Worthington. A very good afternoon to you, Luke.
Hey, Matt. Really looking forward to the afternoon of footy today. Going to be fantastic. Peel Thunder not really sure what to expect from them, and Perth here looking to steady the ship at home. So it's going to be a fascinating one. Both
of these teams, Luke, have used 31 players throughout the season. You could understand that for Peel, yeah. And with players moving in and out of the AFL system. But Perth, there are question marks. Run away. And the Premiership ruckman from 2018 for the Eagles, Will Schofield, starting on the ball. Matt Rogers with a chest mark. Wheels around inside 50. Well cut out in the end there from the Peel player, who kicks to the outer side, but poorly. And that was Ben Howlett. He's been in tremendous form. 33 disposals last week, but that not his best effort. They bring it inboard now to Brant College. He'll need to step up today because Brady Gray, one of the Perth's shining lights so far throughout the season, is missing for the Demons today.
Mm-hmm.
So
some big outs for both sides.
So the ball back inside 50. Just a centering pass looking for Rogers. Schofield, we've seen that at elite level. The big fist through the football. Demons with another chance. Corralled with a good tackle there was Austin Davis. Getting out and blocking that possession was O'Driscoll, former Demons player. Ended up playing 5 games here last season in that finals making team. And Peel now will look to steady the ship. Chest mark taken by Ben Hancock. He's got no option short. He's going to have to go out towards the far boundary line. How's the kick weighted brilliantly, and they can go now. Through the far side, there's a one-on-one up at right half forward. Good stretch. Is the mark going to be paid? No, but holding. So it'll go the way of the Thunder, and a chance for them to have their first inside 50. This is Josh Tracy. Big raps on him. Inside to Schofield, so he's been busy early. Lowers the eyes into the pocket, and the ball fisted over the line from the Demons defender and Casey Nicholas. We've seen that throughout the last couple of seasons, and out for a boundary throw-in. So ticking over to the second minute, and we're still waiting our first score.
Interesting to see Tracy in the lineup today. A tough start to his season in the AFL with Fremantle. A suspension from the WAFL pre-season impacting the start of his AFL career with Fremantle, and that's going to be a free kick paid for Peel Thunder, and directly in front they'll have a shot on goal for the first of the afternoon.
So Perth, coming into this game, have allowed the 3rd most scoring shots in the competition, and Peel have kicked the most goals, Luke. 70 goals through 4 rounds, and they're 3rd for goal kicking accuracy, and they've got a golden chance here.
So Tyrone Thorne looking to have a breakout season from a slight angle. Puts up the first major of the day. Peel Thunder, 1 goal, lead the Perth Demons just a few minutes into this one.
He's the #1 ball winner for the Thunder so far in 2021, Luke.
He is, and so 33 last week, 21 the week before, and 24 the round before that. Averages 15 in his league career, so It seems like it's a breakout season coming in.
Yep.
That looks like it might have been one of his first goals of the season too.
No, he's kicked 7 coming into this one. 15th WAFL game in his career, and he's a fantastic mark as well overhead. So he'll be one to watch today. Mm-hmm. So the Thunder, if you've just joined us, attacking the goal to the left-hand side. The Demons kicking to the West Coast Eagles end of the ground.
So Schofield going up for it. Not quite. Ball floated out of the centre circle.
It's good to see Christian Ayres back into the lineup too. I mean, he had a good game last week. He had 21 hit-outs and 5 inside 50s, but he's a bit of an injury-prone big man, so it'll be good to see him get his body fit and healthy and a couple of run of good games.
Peel Thunder trying to work it out of there with a handball over the top. Wrapped up in a tackle. Chipped forward to the edge of the centre square. Big tackle, but he's cleaned it up. Shot on goal. Could it be through? And that's their second. A goal on the run puts Peel Thunder up by 2.
Well, Ryan Bennell, that's his first goal of the season. He kicked 0-2 coming into this, playing from originally from South Bunbury, the Tigers down there. Man, that was a polished finish too. And what a way to get onto the score sheet for the first time this season in his 18th game of WAFL football. And right on cue, we said how dangerous the Peel Thunder forward line is, regardless that Sam Sturt is out of the lineup. Just keeping in mind that the Fremantle Dockers have had to travel over to the Sunshine State this weekend to play there, technically what we describe as a home game, due to what's happening around the world and particularly in WA at the moment. But the Thunder have got so many weapons across half forward. So we're back in the middle. 5 minutes have elapsed. Schofield this time out, beaten by Ayres. Down towards Byrne. Now he'll need to step up this afternoon in the absence of Brady Gray. His 5th season of WAFL football. Averages 16 disposals this season, which is down on his career, which is about 19 disposals. So he's going to have to win that football at the coalface, you would suggest, this afternoon for the Redlegs to have any chance. Hacked out of the air there from Jackson Merritt. Tumbling ball up towards centre half forward. Casey Nicholas with a strong tackle. That ball goes up the chimney flute and it'll be not 15. Ball in hand now of Ben Hancock, can just wheel around, and it's got Will Schofield, who's probably within range. Elects not to pull the trigger. Instead, looks for the centering ball. Well-weighted kick. Jackson Merritt takes a good mark. He had 12 of those last week against the West Coast Eagles reserves, along with 26 touches. And a man that's played at AFL level, you would suggest, could make this 3 straight.
Yeah, not just AFL level in general. 50 games for Essendon he played, so a really, really good stretch in the league. And it's hard work to make it to that mark. So let's see what he can do here on a slide angle, Matt.
1 goal, 2 for the season. That never looked like missing. The alarm bell surely ringing in the coach's box for Gary Moss in his first season in charge, taking over the Duke. That's Earl Spalding. And 3 straight. There's no real breeze whatsoever. Perfect conditions today, getting up to around 26, 27 degrees. And Peel have made the ultimate start so far after the early going. Perth managing 2 inside 50s. And since then, it's been one-way traffic to the left of your screen.
And Peel Thunder nearly doubling the Demons in possession so far. It's 19 disposals to 10, so getting ahead on them quite early.
3 straight. The Thunder, the Demons yet to score. Lucky Shag scoreboard. We're back in the middle. Ayres taking on Schofield. Such a tremendous tank, and also a brilliant long-distance runner as Will Schofield. So he could probably play in the ruck all day. The Thunder with a free kick. It was taken by Randall. Played on by hand to Schofield. Schofield lowers the eyes, kicks to the pocket. No mark taken. Peel Thunder player may have been taken in a good tackle. Another snap for goal is there. Well, the Thunder, it's raining goals at the moment to the left of your screen. And after he's kicked his first of the season, Ryan Bennell on his left foot this time. Snapping truly. The Perth Demons grouping to our left. And they are in all sorts of trouble, the Thunder, at the moment. Go ahead. I said pre-game to Paul Persick, who's in our producer's truck today, that I fancied the Thunder, despite being I'm a pretty passionate Perth Demons man, but I'm going to be neutral today. But look, the Thunder have really started well, and the fact that Blair Bell, one of their better players, one of their better forwards, who's kicked 8 goals so far throughout the season, hasn't even had a sniff of the ball. So it's the crumbing forwards at the moment that are hurting the Demons, and they're getting absolutely slaughtered from these centre clearances. So Schofield won it down. Ball in the hand of Byrne now. Pushed off his kick. Kicking up towards a teammate there in Stubbs, but he was just pushed, manhandled off the ball. Here come the Thunder again. Off hands. Crumbs gathered now by Sturrock. Sturrock was put under immediate pressure. This is better from the Perth Demons this time. And no prior opportunity for disposal there. That's Luke Valente. Highly touted draft pick out of Norwood. Also known as the Redlegs as well. Coming up against the Western Australian Redlegs and the Demons. 4 straight to no score. Lucky Shag scoreboard. A barrel kicked up towards centre half forward. That is a strong mark to the man in front. Considering Braden Lawler was right on his hammer, that took a bit of courage there from Andrew Fisher, so he's got it. Right half back, moves it laterally into the hands now of Zach Hill. Parents own the Sports Power in Northam. Big football fans from the Fetties Football Club. They're going to have to go backwards through Taylor. They want to be getting the ball outside defensive 50 at this stage. They horseshoe it round to left half back. Now they do have numbers on this far side, so the kick intended to the lead there of Regan Clark, and he does that. He's got another man over the top, honours that now with a hand pass over the top. The Demons, this is better now, coming forward. Mark taken by Mitchell Brown, wastes no time. Up towards Ayres, he flew. Ball down at ground level, the Thunder have the Crummers. Running out of room and getting corralled in the pocket, that's a poor kick. But it looks like they're going to evade trouble for now, and they mark it right half back.
So here come the Thunder moving it up the far wing. Kick goes through the middle, working it slowly into the corridor. Here's Knight. League debut. 3 games in the reserves this year for Peel as he switches it across to the fat side of the ground. Working it down the wing now, Peel Thunder. They're going to boot it inside through Lake, and almost a mark taken over the top by Bell. He was under a little bit of pressure, nearly got the hand up. Kicked 6 goals against West Coast last week, Bell. 8 on the year.
Big day out, but mind you, there's a lot of players having big day outs, especially with possessions, Luke.
It seems that way as the big men go up for it. Tap just towards the boundary. Perth trying to work it out of there, and a good smother by Valente. A good involvement from him. Was involved earlier too. It'll be thrown in again. Just at the top of left half forward for Peel Thunder. Tap goes down. Ball to ground. Peel working it out of there. Snapped inside 50. And good mark taken at the back of the pack by Perth. It was Zach Hill. Hill's had a good last 2 rounds. 17 and 14 disposals. And Peel Thunder with some good pressure here to make sure Perth aren't given an inch. But they've managed to work it through the corridor a little bit now. Good work here. They're going to handball it around the man. Now working it in through College. College pushes it inside 50, and a strong overhead mark taken directly in front. Christian Carey. He's floated between the reserves and league for Perth this year. And let's see if they can get their first of the afternoon directly in front.
Athletic mark from Carey, just going back in strong pair of mitts, but that's better signs, and I'm sure Gary Moss will be more happy. That run through the middle, hand passing, opening the corridor up. And this is a much needed goal here for Christian Carey.
Some good patience they showed there, trying to work it out of the back. Peel were pressing them hard. They managed to find an opening in the corridor, worked it straight through, and that's their first. So the Demons faithful up and about now at Lathlane. 4 goals, 0 leads, 1 goal, 0. Peel Thunder 24, Perth Demons 6.
So Ben Hancock, leading disposal winner on the ground, along with Ben Howlett, 4 touches apiece. Jackson Merritt's just ticked over his 4th disposal as well, as has Valente, as our live stats just update. So I think the Demons will need to lock down those ball winners at the moment. And Cornelio getting active for the Perth Demons, but in the wrong half of the ground, in their back half at the moment. You would suggest Matthew Taylor's going to play a big role today, that quarterback role across half back. Lovely kick of the football. So we're back in the middle. They've made a change on the ball. Baldwin Wright now comes into the ruck to lock horns with Schofield. Let's see how the extra centimetres can help. Schofield just leapt over him on that occasion. Hand pass coming out of the pack now to Randall. Back inside 50 for the Thunder towards Bell. Good sprawl at the back. Brought it down at ground level. Hurriedly kicked out of the defensive 50 by Fisher. The Demons breathe a collective sigh of relief. So Edmonds, he's stepped around the mark now, so he's going to have to chip over the top. Does so. Davis. Better ball movement now. Off to College. Back to Davis now. Sweeps the hand pass. Up towards Dalton Langlands, who was corralled, but he managed to fire off an effective hand pass. Davis pumps him inside 50. Not the result that he would have wanted. And Pina with the intercepting mark, and he wastes no time. In the hands now of Merritt. Merritt out wide and just running out of tarmac on that far side of the ground. Jack Sears from South Mandurah Footy Club, the Falcons. That ball's out of play. So Lucky Shag scoreboard, we tick over 14 and a quarter minutes. Very hot conditions, bright sunshine here in Laff Lane. 4 straight to 1 straight. If you just joined us, it was the Thunder. 4 unanswered goals before the Demons have responded. Up to a 2-on-2 contest, brought down to ground. What can the Demons muster up in the middle of the ground? They look to take on the game again. College off a step, tumbles it up towards centre half forward. No marks taken. Clever work now by Langlands. Just stepped around 2 would-be tacklers. Up towards that man again. Hard out on the lead. Christian Carey. So a chance for him to become the multiple goal kicker for the Demons. They've only kicked 1, originally for North Albury. Luke, you can just see the Demons with their run and carry through the middle of the ground. They just look so much better. And Peel Thunder at the moment have just stopped. They look a little flat-footed in midfield. Yeah, they do a little bit, but Peel's work off the ball's been quite good so far. They have been pressuring them heavily, and I think it's the Demons' ability to adjust and work around that pressure rather than just give into it. It hasn't disappeared, really, I think. So Carey, the goal umpire does not budge. He's second. The Demons reply with 2 unanswered goals of their own, and the first 2 goals for this season for Christian Carey. What a straight kick he is. Such big shoes to fill. You know, Logan McDonald's made the jump up to the AFL. Hasn't been selected in the last 2 weeks, but have a look at that. He's pumped up, the big fella, and why not? So pretty accurate kicking. 4 straight to 2 straight. Lucky Shag scoreboard. Peel coming into this game is the best marking team. So the Demons will have to try and arrest that game style at the moment. We know that Blair Bell is a good marking target inside 50, and they've got those crumbing forwards. The Demons, Luke, second in the competition for inside 50s, but they're not converting that well. 4.5 entries per goal. So they've had 6 entries at the moment for 2 goals. So they're below their season average. They need to keep that going. That ball's got ice on it. It's gone that high. Comes down. Big fly. No mark taken. That was crunching the pack. No prior opportunity. Gee, that ball hung up a long time. Might have been Rogers, the man that flew for it. So the ball up. 1 down by Baldwin Wright. Byrne kicks inside 50. Big fly at the back from O'Driscoll. Brought it down to ground level. Looks to follow up with the tackle. Little hand pass out the side door. Could this be 3 straight up towards Ayres? Brilliant tackle on him. Back in towards Carey. Spun 720 degrees in the tackle. Couldn't get an effective kick away, and now the Thunder with a chance to clear. So ball gets knocked out the back of the pack. Trying to crumb at the Demons. Ball spills out for Peel. Worked it around to Middleton. Middleton through the middle. The ball got booted forward. Trying to collect it now, Giblett. Handball over the top. Goes out to the near wing. Collected by Stubbs. And the Perth Demons fans letting the players know that they want to see some fast-moving footy, and that they did as it goes to the top of the paint. Regan Clark is going to kick it inside 50 down into the far forward pocket. It went off hands and out of bounds. Don't like to be critical of younger players, but that was probably the wrong option because Carey had to out-jump 2 players there, and the kick just sailing just over his hands. And he had a teammate in Samuel Stubbs screaming for the ball for the hand pass, so probably the wrong option.
They go up for it in the Demons forward 50. Ball goes to ground. Socket out by Peel Thunder. They're going to get numbers on the ball now as they work it up the far side of the ground. They have a lot of room here as they keep going and going. They could be a chance. Handball goes over the top.
They've got one over the top now.
Yep, they do as they work it inside 50 to the open man. It went off hands. Good play there by Perth. They managed to get it to Baldwin right. A stabbing kick goes forward.
Andrew Fisher take a bow. He's the man that had to make up about 80 metres there and then play the goalkeeping role, just pushing the ball over the bar and effectively saving a certain goal there for the Thunder. Well done.
And yeah, good scrambling defence all around by Perth there. They got caught in a dangerous part of the ground and now they have a chance to get things back on their terms. It's Mitchell Brown taking it out.
That must have been touched off the boot or by the player on the mark there, because Brown actually took that ball on the full.
So it'll be a boundary throw in. Peel with the territory advantage now. Perth look to be working to something good there. Ball goes to ground. Both teams trying to collect it, and it'll be Peel pushing it inside 50. Could be a chance. Ball went to the back of the one-on-one contest and to ground. Collecting it again, Peel Thunder. Top of right half forward. They'll backtrack a little bit and try and find themselves some space.
Again, that's good man marking up there from the Demons, because they could be pretty content if Peel Thunder just keep chipping it around the 50-metre arc at the moment and not getting those deep entries.
So here they go. Trying something a little more ambitious. Kick from the top of the 50 goes down low and a mark just to the right-hand side of the goal square.
Well, he ghosted in from nowhere there. It was Jack Sears. He started his run towards the left-hand upright, ghosted in across the front of the pack, and no one could see him.
So a snap from right down low goes through for Jack Sears. And it's his first game in league since before the lockdown here in Perth, and his first league goal of the season. So Peel Thunder now 5 goals zip, lead the Demons 2 goals zip.
Couple of representatives from the South Mandurah Junior Footy Club, the Falcons, as we have a look at the Newtown Toyota replay. And as players do now, they don't like kicking drop punts, but they're so effective on both sides of the body. Almost the Gaelic football style of kicking. You try and kick around a corner, but effective. So the ball back in the middle of Laff Lane. Approaching 21 minutes, elapsing on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. And the Thunder now move to 5 straight 30. The Demons treading water at 2 straight. Perfect bounce from the umpire. 1 down. But Perth Shark, the opening tap. Good mark. Was it going to be paid? No. Must have touched the turf through the hands of Samuel Stubbs. Merritt. He's providing to be a handful between half forward and half back at the moment. Covers a lot of ground. Thunder just happy just to play this possession game at the moment. The number 1 marking team. This is Bewley. Kicks up towards the paint of attacking 50 for the Thunder. College stoops down. Got a runner now. Can wheel around. That was Canelio. 6 disposals for him. Ball in dispute on the outer side. Did the player dive in on it? We wait, we wonder, and it's paid. So just getting his head over the footy, not trying to get rid of it, was Jaden Quill. 3rd game in the WAFL out of Ross Moyne. They go inside 50. The Thunder forward slipping, and that opened the door for the intercept mark by Giblett. Moves it on to College. He's really stepping up in the absence of Brady Gray. 2 Demons almost collide, but it turns out okay. They sweep the hand pass wide. Taylor off to a teammate at left half back, taking a good tackle. Pushed off, it was Brown, and they turn it over. Lawler tries to crash his way through. Couldn't win the footy. Back in the hands now of Stubbs. Stubbs, long piercing kick towards Baldwin right. Couldn't take the mark, but does well at ground level. His hand pass out towards Busher. Just gets a little toe now, chasing in the football. Almost into the open square. That was brilliantly done. Hands and knees from Bewley. And the Thunder can clear. It looked almost a certain goal. So now Hancock to O'Driscoll. Boy from Northam kicks up towards Schofield. He's in a foot race. Did he impede Canelio? The Perth fans thought so. On hands and knees was Sears. Selling candy in the middle of the ground now was Tracy. Back to a teammate now in Hancock. Back inside 50. 2-on-2 contest. Perfectly weighted ball. And that's the difference at the moment in the Thunder. They're getting deep entries and they're getting contested marks. This time, Braden Lawler's a chance, and he's kicked 4 straight on the season.
Back for his first game since before the lockdown too. So a couple of weeks now that he's been, well, a few weeks now that he's been out of league footy. So it'll be his first goal in a few weeks, despite the couple on the season. Kicked a goal a game so far, and here he is almost directly in front. No trouble there for Lawler. The 26-year-old out of Carey Park.
Down in Bunbury, my hometown, the Panthers.
There you go.
They produced Neville Jetta from memory. Just under 160 games for the Melbourne Demons. Similar colours too, the navy blue and red down there at Carey Park.
Yep.
Both teams sweeping in the changes. Chris Maston, who's back into the lineup today, coming off the ground.
Only the one disposal so far for Maston. Hasn't really been too involved early.
Doesn't register enough inside 50s for the amount of disposals that he has. I know he operates a lot on the wing, but you'd think with a man that can dispose of the footy like them, they'd want him. Well, and he was named at half forward as well, so you'd like to see his inside 50 count up on the season.
They go up for it. Ball went to ground. Schofield collecting it straight away. Handball went forward. Peel could be a chance here. Valente kicks it inside 50 and the mark's taken. So Peel with another shot here. Goal kicking this afternoon has been tremendous. 6 straight. And a chance from about 35-40 out. Distance shouldn't be a problem. And it looks good, it is. So Peel extend their lead 7 goals straight. They lead 42-12. Tracy, after debuting for the Dockers this year, kicked 5 goals against West Coast last weekend, like we mentioned before. And there he is for another this afternoon. Sorry, not another this afternoon. His first of the afternoon.
Yeah, originally from the Bendigo Pioneers. And there's been some tremendous footballers come out of there. Nathan Brown for one. Out in the goldfields of Victoria. Ball back in the middle. Trent McPhee, Jason Gibb and Nick Shaw, the number 21, about to slam the ball back to the turf. We're into time added on. First term, Lucky Shag scoreboard. 7 straight to 2 straight. The Demons need a response. Free kick and a hold going the way of the Demons. Dalton Langlands. 3 goals last week in a win over East Fremantle. Former St Kilda player. And that's a spearing ball onto the chest of Mitchell Brown. Season campaigner for the Demons. His 43rd game. Originally out of Wongan Hills.
Chance for his first goal of the season from about 47.
Can he continue the straight kicking throughout the afternoon? Not this time. Hangs it out to the left, a minor score. Our first blemish on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. Perth 2-1. The Thunder 7 straight. So the Thunder clear their defensive arc. Big fly at the back, brought down at ground level. Oh, this is a bit of toe, bit of run from Pina. Now they could be in over the back now, looking out towards Sears. Sears in a foot race now with Davis. Goes off the ground. Did it sneak in? Or did it take a piece of padding? It's through. That's 8 straight. Well, he had it all to do because he was in a foot race with Austin Davis and Sears. Let's have a look at the KCA sites replay. Have a look at this. The ball just sat up perfectly, elected to just roll it through, and it avoids the padding on the right-hand upright. And he kicks his second of the afternoon and joins Ryan Bennell as the multiple goal kickers. 8 straight now the Thunder. And the Demons languishing at 2-1-13. 28 minutes have elapsed in this round 6 game. OPTUS WAFL season for 2021. Magnificent site here at Mineral Resources Park. The ground bathed in sunshine. Has to be one of the best suburbs to live in too. Anyone that owns any land in this part of the world is very lucky.
The up-and-coming suburb, as you love to mention.
Trendy.
Ball goes right back to ground, edge of the centre circle. Ball goes up one more time. Schofield won it down. Getting pinballed around, wrapped up in a tackle.
That's the ultimate tackle there, the chicken wing, trying to pin the arm. Luke, just having a look at the numbers. Jackson Merritt, 2 inside 50s, along with 10 disposals. He's taken 5 marks. Someone the Demons might want to considering tagging at quarter time. We'll see what happens.
Here they go with the afterburners on down the near wing. Peel Thunder. It was Walker who pushed it forward, collecting it off the ground again. Handball gets turned over. Perth in a little bit of trouble. Peel had numbers, but they're going to get the ball one more time. Working it out.
Tackle.
Down the far wing, and a big tackle and another good tackle. Pins them down.
Some interesting decisions from the Demons there, because the flat-footed hand pass to some of the receivers, and then Dalton Langland's very, very fortunate not to be ping holding the ball against Tyrone Thorne.
So going up for it again, right underneath our broadcast position. He got wrapped up, did Hancock, 34 disposals last week. High above his league average.
Schofield back onto the ball now. Hope he's applied sunscreen today. The top left the sunroof open today, Will Schofield.
Going up for it against Baldwin Wright. He won it down. Trying to crumb the ball was College. Merritt wrapped him up. Another good involvement for Merritt. Handball from Brown went over the top. Collecting it was Merritt for Howlett. Howlett bombing it inside 50 to the one-on-one contest. Ball went off hands to ground. It'll be collected by Fisher. Fisher worked it out to the far wing into a 2-on-2 contest. And it'll fumble accidentally on purpose all the way over and out of bounds.
Just going back to that one-on-one play there, because Giblett was one out and managed to get his left fist through the footy and then even follow up. It's one thing to spoil the footy, but the minute that it leaves the knuckles, you've got to go with a second effort, and he did so then. So he's really standing up, and it is a bit of a barrage, heavy artillery coming inside 50 at the moment for the Demons.
Schofield punches it far forward. Quill collected it, and that's going to do it for the first term. We've seen the snipers out for Peel Thunder today. They lead 48-13. No blemishes on the scoreboard for them. 8 goals zip. They lead the Demons 2 goals 1. 48-13.
It's been the Jackson Merritt show so far. 12 possessions to quarter time, along with 5 marks and 3 tackles. So he's doing it at all parts of the ground at the moment. Ryan Bennell with 2 goals. Jack Sears also. Braden Lawler, Jackson Merritt, Tyrone Thorne and Josh Tracy for a very accurate and rampant Peel Thunder lineup. The Demons, well, what can they do? It's quarter time. They'll be moving into their huddle. Christian Carey has their 2 goals, but they seem to be out of ideas going inside their forward 50. When we return from our break, we'll go through some of the numbers and update you on some of the scores around the grounds. OPTUS WAFL season round 6 from Lathlane. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Try Hungry Jack's Grillmaster's new premium pulled beef with thick, juicy flame-grilled Angus and smoky barbecue sauce. New Grillmaster's pulled beef and Angus. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Better. Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Live pictures from Mineral Resources Park as we head on in towards the Perth Demons huddle, and Coach Gary Moss, I'm sure he's got a lot to say. Probably not so much Luke Worthington to the defenders, because they've done a pretty admirable job. I mean, the Thunder very accurate in front of goal. They lead 8 straight to 2-1 after that opening term. Merritt with 12 disposals. Ben Howlett, 8 disposals, leading the way for the Thunder. Peel 13 to 10 inside 50s in that term, but they've done a better job. We mentioned that Perth in the top 4 in the competition for inside 50s, but their efficiency not so great so far through 5 and a bit rounds. Here's some of the highlights thanks to KCA Site Services. And we might go quickly around the grounds. Optus WAFL round 6 action, Luke.
Yeah, so over at Leederville Oval, Subiaco 3 goals 5-23. They lead Claremont 1 goal to 8, but a lot still to go in that one. And we could see Claremont work their way back in as they did last week. Down at Fremantle Community Bank Oval, South Fremantle 3 goals zip 18. They lead the Royals 1 goal to 8. At Provident Financial Oval, West Perth 1 goal zip 6 trail Swan Districts 2 goals to 14. And down at New Choice Homes Park, East Fremantle 4 goals 4-28, lead the Eagles 1 goal zip 6.
As we look at some of these KCA Site Services highlights, and this is what Perth need to do more of. That was Christian Carey with a good contested mark, his first of 2 goals. But Luke, when they take a mark in the middle of the ground, they're looking to play on by hand.
Yep.
And they're getting that quick and deeper forward 50 entries. As we have a look at an example of this right now, as they just take the game on through the middle of the ground. That kick was cut off. But the rebound of the Peel Thunder team as well, they've got some players with good speed around the ground. We saw before Brandon Walker with his pace. You look in the forward line with Ryan Bennell, who's already kicked 2 goals. This is Christian Carey on screen right now. That was 4 unanswered goals from the Thunder, responded by 2 straight for the Demons. Could have been a Mark of the Year contender there. At the moment, Dalton Langland's really only providing a bit of grunt for the Demons, Luke. He's got 8 disposals, and the Thunder just looking to take the game on at all costs. That was a good mark, and a very savvy finish around the corner there from Jack Sears. He's kicked 2, his second goal, which we'll get a view of very shortly. It was something to behold. Brett College has been pretty active for the Demons as well. He's up to 6 disposals. And have a look at this goal-saving work just there. Yeah. Brett Bewley, man that has played numerous games at AFL level, but just the desperation at the moment seems to be, and the 1%ers going the way of the Thunder.
Absolutely, they've been so solid through all areas of the ground, and if they get caught in the middle by Perth spacing out the ball a little bit better and working it harder through the middle, they've made up for it in the defensive 50.
Braden Lawler, that was his 5th straight of the season, hasn't missed. And this was young Tracy from the Fremantle Footy Club via Bendigo. Now have a look at this for a finish. Oh, we just missed it. That was the second goal of Jack Sears, who managed to just outpace Austin Davis, which is no mean feat. Man out of Guildford Grammar. That was a pretty fitting foot race at left half forward, which resulted in Sears just dribbling one through, and the ball just managing to get through without scraping the post. Well, the players heading back to position. Hayden Busher hasn't really seen much of the footy this afternoon. Christian Carey in the background there has been really the only focal point in that Perth Demons forward 50-metre arc. Samuel Stubbs, just his 6th game. He's out of Mount Gravett Vultures. That's out in the Neefle, southern suburb of Brisbane, I believe. So he's starting his career in the black and red of the Demons. So the ball slammed into the turf, should have been recalled. Allowed Schofield a free run at the ball, gains 20 metres with a fist. Langland's taken in a good tackle. Bit of pinball at the moment. It results in the Thunder getting the first forward 50 entry of this term. Slick hands into the hands now of Fisher. He's been pretty serviceable. How's his kick? Pitches well. Thunder player immediately wraps him up. Over towards Maston. Only his 2nd touch. He's gone missing. He didn't play last week. Back into the team this week. Ball back in the hands of Fisher. Elects to keep it on that outer wing. Well, he had 2 options and it went to the 3rd. So a needless turnover will have Gary Moss ripping out what's left of his hair. Schofield, beautiful kick of the footy inside to Howlett. How active has he been off 33 disposals last week? Interesting kick out towards this broadcast wing. That's Bewley. Just shows his composure. Chips backwards to the teammate now in Peanut, and he can move it towards the bullseyes. Ewing back to Schofield. Just elects to play on and steps around two would-be tacklers. Goes long. 55-metre ball to a 2-on-2. Flying was Blair Bell. Couldn't take the mark. Good tackle there in defence from Mitchell Henderson, man out of York. And no prior opportunity. We have a stoppage, right forward pocket. No addition to the scoreline through the second term, thanks to the Lucky Shag scoreboard.
Going up for it down at right half forward in Peel's 50. Ball went to ground. It looks like we might have another ball up. We will. So Peel continuing to be strong in this second term. 2 minutes in.
We'll have a look at the congestion in the forward pocket at the moment. Just about every player on the ground is in that forward 50 arc. Good tackle.
Oh, the great tackle.
Blair
Saw
Bell.
the ball go out of bounds.
Was he rewarded for that? Yeah, surely. Holding the ball.
Might have, yeah. Or it might have come off the boot and gone out of bounds on the full alternative.
I wouldn't write him off. He is a crafty player around the big sticks.
So here's Bell, 6 against West Coast last week. 8 on the year. Snap around the body for his 9th. Goes all the way across the face of the goal.
Well, it's going to be a free kick going the way of Sears. Just when you talk a man up, Blair Bell, he just lets him down. Kicked it like a flower bag, that one. So Sears was impeded on that outer side. He was held. So a chance for him to register his 3rd goal.
And here's Sears. Snap around the body on the right boot. Went through for their first blemish of the day. So Peel Thunder now 8 goals, 1, 49 leading Perth. 2 goals, 1, 13 on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. Demons trying to work it out down the far wing. Overhead mark almost taken. Went to ground. Handball out the back. They're going to get numbers and work it through the middle. Kicking it far to the edge of the centre square.
Oh,
ball
Bewley
gets tapped forward. They could be a chance to work it inside 50, but Peel Thunder heavy on the ball. They'll go to ground. Good handball went out of there by Bewley and down to ground now. Great display there by Perth to get the free kick.
Yeah, look, O'Driscoll a little unlucky then because he was flat-footed when he received the hand pass, and right on his hammer was Christian Carey, who's doing it all inside that 50-metre arc. Bit of a breeze towards the left-hand side, just definitely not an 8-goal breeze, which we saw from the Peel Thunder. But look, Christian Carey, he's set up. He's got 4 slips, 3 gullies, a 3rd man. He's got it all. He's coming off the longest run-up. He's literally just 10 metres in front of the bullseyes at the moment. So he'll be kicking this from all of 60 metres, you would suggest.
Carey from the pavilion end.
Oh, he was just teasing.
Down to the top of the forward,
good
forward pocket, and they boot it through
Regan
from
Clark.
right at the top of the goal square. Regan Clark, 1 goal on the season. That is now his 2nd. Has had a good start to the season so far. The 19-year-old from Manning debuted last year for Perth.
Was probably not a bad option in the end. I know Carey went back off the long run and then he just lowered his eyes, but the ball that he delivered in there was almost like a 5-iron, a 4-iron in golf. It didn't allow the Peel Thunder defenders to try and camp under the footy and get a spoil, and then the crumbs were brilliantly read in the end by Regan Clark. So gets his first. That's what the Demons needed, that first goal of the term. Back in the middle, Ayres spikes it forward. Here come the Demons now. Langlands, he's brought his own footy. Disposal number 14, brought down to ground level. Thunder with so much dash through the middle. Looping hand pass over to O'Driscoll, who's put under pressure. How will the field umpire see it? And then says that, well, it was a legitimate attempt at trying to find either a teammate or clear the football. So we'll have a ball in. As we said, O'Driscoll played 5 games here. One of those including was that elimination final game. Ball comes back in. Schofield's doing a tremendous job in the ruck. Langlands gets the handcuffs put on him. unable to break the tackle. Ayres does a better job this time. Can he find a teammate? Not on this occasion. 3 Demons come piling in. And is that prior opportunity, umpire? No. As Brant College reluctantly hands it back to the umpire. Ayres and Schofield again. Schofield this time with a win. Maston almost gets the inside 50, but not this time. Hand pass received now to Bewley. Bewley onto his trusty left boot. Almost a push in the back. Didn't matter. So good over his head was Josh Tracy. So the Demons ringing in the changes. In front of him. Steps around. Lowers the eyes to Bell. Good lead. Good strong lead. Now he feigned to go inboard towards the corridor. Tracy's putting in the big yards. Trying to make a contest further up the field. And that's exactly where Blair Bell goes, towards Tracy. He's covered 50 metres with that run. Couldn't take the mark. This is Bennell. Kicks on the right boot. Swinging. And just missing in the end. It may have just struck the padding of the goal. Yeah. It did. That would have been a contender for goal of the season. This is Maston. Demons, they just look to have a bit more better run. Their disposal has been a lot more cleaner in this term. They play the 1-2. Taylor sweeps the hand pass out to the outer side. That kick's going to be too low. Ineffective. Chance now for the Thunder. What can they have? They've got a switch on into the middle of the ground. It's Bewley. Can't take the mark. That allowed the closing player to get there towards Bell. He goes one way then the other. Steps around. Bit of a risky hand pass. Well, the Thunder, maybe forgetting which way they're kicking. O'Driscoll, can he find a target? Not this time. But Bewley did well, read the spoil, onto the ground. Now the Thunder could be out here at right half forward. Chest mark by Middleton. Haven't seen much of him today. Towards Bell, got crunched. So Maston dinks one over the top. There we go. Brilliant disposal by foot up towards College. He's approaching double digit in disposals. Onto the chest of Brown. Feet on the paint of the bullseyes and just lowers the eyes brilliantly into the hands of Busher. Busher wants to go quick, but that kick's going to go too high and wide and through for a minor score. They did have a player screaming for it. That was Hayden Busher. Unfortunately, did not get the delivery, and the Thunder breathed a sigh of relief.
Perth working back into it slowly. That would have helped had it gone through significantly. 3 goals, 220. They trail Peel Thunder 8-2. 50.
Just seems that they're setting up better at the moment. Perth, particularly behind the ball at the moment. The Thunder aren't looking as dangerous as what they were in the first term, Luke.
Out on the far side. Peel with the footy. Chipping it across.
Perth won't mind this at the moment because the Thunder didn't really have to play the horseshoe brand of footy, bringing the ball out. Before they were just bringing the ball through the middle of the corridor. Good mark from O'Driscoll. But have a look at how Perth have structured now. Have a look at this.
So here's O'Driscoll.
And then they force that high ball up to a contest and the big men can fly.
Oh, good smother there by Henderson. Schofield now with it. Had a lot of time and space.
Oh, it's probably the easiest kick he'll ever get in his career. Oh, that was massive. And he is down. There was nothing sinister in that. I know Blair Bell's coming in, but I think that was a legitimate contest for the footy. Jackson Knight, the man down. We hope he's okay.
I think.
Let's have a look at the KCA site replay. Schofield had an eternity to deliver this football. Spearing ball up, and
it's hard to tell where his eyes were.
Yeah. Well, the match review panel may have a look at that later in the week. That was Giblet, the man that was closing at such pace. We don't like to see a player down for this long. That's Jackson Knight. So, in the hands of the trainers, the best people to be at the moment. They're just checking back of his ribs at this stage. I'm not going to speculate as to what the injury is. But that took great courage. As we just have one more look, Schofield all on his own, starting to rack up the possessions, and a solid hit. And the Perth fans putting their hands together, and so they should now, because he's up onto his feet. He's actually going to take his kick. So Jackson Knight, that is courageous stuff, young man. And now he can deliver inside 50 and be looking to get a bit of air back into those lungs.
So here's Peel Down at the top of the goal square. Perth trying to move it out. They get it to centre half back, but Peel are going to turn it right back over. O'Driscoll got the handball away. Shot on goal from down low. Won't have the distance. And it was a tough kick that's gone over the boundary.
Yeah, well, Brent Edmonds probably wanted that ball a little higher.
Had to rush to it, Edmonds.
Hang on, the umpire's bringing the ball back. So must have been a free. Well, there must have been something after the ball.
Yeah.
Because Blair Bell's popped it through. The boos ring out around the ground. Needless to say, he's popped up and kicked his first of the afternoon. And that's his 9th goal of the season. He kicked 6 last week against West Coast. Before that, had 2 on the year.
Strange sequence there. It was a free kick off the ball. It didn't look like too much happened. It was hard to see with your eyes on the ball.
So we go back to the middle. Ayres taking on Schofield. Lucky Shag scoreboard has the Thunder at 9-2 after that gift in front of goals. 56 leading the Demons 3-2-20, but we've seen better signs for the Demons. As we tick over 12.5 minutes, the umpire will recall that bounce, and Will Schofield may have had his landing space taken away, but the savvy veteran gets back up to his feet. And this time he'll earn the free kick, so Ayres, I think, just wanted to sort him out. Hancock sweeps it wide. Sturrock, one bounce. Looks to just chip to a 2-on-1. Giblet, and the mark, just strength. Blair Bell, not an easy man to move, is he? Giblet and Bell, robust. 188 centimetres, 93 kilogram frame. Almost like a basketballer posting up for the ball underneath the basket. Just held off on Giblet on his hip, and a chance for him to kick 2 goals within a minute. This will really break the game open. His 81st game. Going at just over 50% on the season. That one did not look like budging. That's his 2nd now of the afternoon, and after all of that promising play in this 2nd term for the Demons, Luke Worthington, it's all been undone, firstly by a bit of ill discipline, and now from a strong mark from Blair Bell.
Yeah, and thirdly, just how punishing is 10 goals too for Peel Thunder, for the Perth Demons on the receiving end of that. Just in most games, they would still have a chance based on the law of averages. But really good goal kicking from Peel Thunder here, and
just 4 more inside 50s at the moment. But the Thunder just seem to just deliver the ball better. I know they had a gimme from the top of the square, but they just seem to be getting cleaner ball across half forward at this stage.
So Tracy went up for it. He collects it off the ground, handballed it across to Thorne. Thorne pushed it through, but the Demons are going to collect it and pin to ground. The umpire will have it in the centre square. Tracy going up for it again against Baldwin Wright, who won the tap down. Socket forward, and Casey Nicholas gets it on the full.
He's asking a lot of Edmonds.
He is, as they switch it out far. Edmonds running with it. Stabbed it forward, and it went out of bounds. He was under a lot of pressure there.
May have even caught one in the back as well. He ended up face first on the turf,
So it was called out on the full. Howlett, the Essendon Bombers veteran of 124 games, in his 4th year now with Peel Thunder after that AFL career.
Oh, big collision.
Yeah, it was a pretty big collision as the ball gets chipped inside 50, and the overhead mark is taken by, yet again, Christian Carey.
Well, he hasn't done much today, but Matthew Rogers, that's probably his best passage of play for this round 6 fixture at the moment. He can have such a big impact on games. We saw that he effectively booked the Demons that final spot last season against South Fremantle on the final game of the home and away season with a timely goal, but he hasn't looked like scoring this afternoon, but that was perfect delivery.
Carey about 38 metres slide angle for his third of the afternoon.
Oh, just faded left
Just
too.
went left, yeah.
So Lucky Shag scoreboard has the Thunder out by 41 points as we tick over 16 minutes. Umpire says play on now. You've used your allotted time. Brings it out towards Bewley. Has to stretch every inch to rope in the mark. A lot of players down the line here on the broadcast wing. And that's where he goes. Baldwin right and Tracy will fly. Tracy elected to spoil in the end. Off shins towards Langlands. Did well in the telephone booth there. Heavy traffic. Kicks up towards Carey again. Was he impeded this time? No, said the umpire. Well done, Brown. Manages to intercept the hand pass. Ball's in the hands now of the Demons. 4 to get slung in the tackle. That was Busher. Somehow they get the ball forward. The Thunder don't want to concede it behind. So Bewley barrels one off one step. Out towards half back. Baldwin right. He can re-enter 50. Shallow kick this time. Off hands. And the Thunder will be content with the stoppage as they manage to just repel that latest attack from the Demons. So all players forward of the bullseyes at the moment as the shadows start to creep inside 50 to the left of your screen. The Graham Farmer end of the ground. Shallow throw in from the boundary umpire. Gathered off one bounce. Second barrel in a minute. Baldwin right, couldn't take the mark but palmed it to Taylor. Taylor in turn now gives it off to Cornelio. Had plenty of the footy in the first term. That ball dangerously close to going outside as Carey somehow from the left pocket kicks his third of the day. So the big man, the only marking target inside 50, this time shows what he can do at ground level, stooping from the penthouse to the basement and snapping on the right foot. Have a look at this, folks. KCA side just picks the ball up. Getting closed down there by Brandon Walker, slaps it on the right boot, and we saw the big fist pump in the first term and a bigger one there, and well done. He's kicked his third of the game now. Just what the Demons needed. They'll be looking for another 2 or 3 unanswered. So on the Lucky Shag scoreboard, the Demons move to 4 goals, 3. 3 of those to Christian Carey. Regan Clark with the other major of the day. So Baldwin right. Back into the ruck against Schofield. They move Chris Maston, who's just forward of these bullseyes at the moment. Won't get to him on this occasion. Bewley was screaming for it on the broadcast wing, was ignored. Demons, hot hand pass, too hot to handle. Lawler to Taylor, who was taken high. Good decision from the umpire. They've been pretty good this afternoon, despite the ironic jeers from the Perth faithful here at Lathlane. They sweep it out wide. Bit of an awkward attempt now from Nicholas. He's been good today. Giblet. Will he be in trouble for that contest earlier in the term on the 50-metre arc? So the Demons just looking to take the sting out of it. Now they do have options if they want to swing it around, but instead they're going to have to be forced to kick down the line. Schofield gets his fist through the football. Brings it down to ground level. Chasing over there is Thorne. Haven't really seen as much of him as we have done throughout the season. Well done, Taylor. Good spore on the football. Now plays the 1-2. And they could be out now. So ball in hands of Cornelio. Cornelio sweeps it to Fisher. Fisher's got another option. 45 degrees to his left hand, but he won't go there. Elects to kick to a contest. Carey on the scene again. Crumbs gathered now by Regan Clark. Beautiful weighted ball to Rogers. Now he does have the leg from here if he wants to have a go. Here's a left-footed kick. So he wheels around and he's going to go for it. Pumping towards goal. And right on the line. May have been Jackson Merritt, the man that's playing the goalkeeping role, gets his fist onto the football. That would have been something special.
Peel working it out. Kick to the far wing.
Free kick, surely.
Might have been blocked off the ball, but yeah, it will be called in the end.
Yep. And good decision from the umpire. Trent McPhee, Jason Gibb, and that was Nick Shaw on the 21. The goal umpires Chloe Wright and Jason Tyrell have been pretty busy as well this afternoon.
Ball went inside 50, straight to the Peel man. Went to ground, Schofield collected it. Perth with hands on the footy. Goes to ground one more time. Peel trying to work it around. And they boot it out of trouble, almost.
No, they got numbers.
And Perth push it right back.
Guess who?
To
the man
top
of the moment.
Of centre half forward, Christian Carey. His 5th mark inside 50. Only about 2/3 of the way into the second term. He's been solid all afternoon. Three goal zip on the afternoon is Carey. Helping the Demons significantly to stay in this one. Just about 40 out, or 48 out on a slide angle. No problem at all for the danger man. He's keeping Perth in this one.
I need to apologise to Tyrone Thorne too. I said that he's been a bit quiet today. He's actually the leading ball winner, 15 disposals. And he has had 7 hand passes, so a lot of those maybe underneath the packs that we don't get to see, but we'll recognise the tremendous work that he's doing with 15 touches. And Christian Carey, well, he's definitely the best in the red and black at the moment. He's kicked 4 goals, taken 4 strong marks, all inside 50. He's providing to be a very viable option in that forward line. So Ayres onto the ball now. Baldwin right. He's been okay today. You see, good things can happen when Rogers starts to fire up, gets ball in hand. He's got such a penetrating kick. And they're just cleaning up their disposal at the moment of the Demons, and they're slowly working their way back in. The umpire recall that. No. Schofield won it down to his former teammate Maston. Swings it on the left boot. Oh, great mark. Busting through the pack, Hayden Busher. Desperation. Former Claremont player.
Was a $15,000 transfer fee to get him across to
with that mark,
the Demons.
That mark, worth every cent.
Worth every cent of it, yep.
So a big chance to kick 3 unanswered goals for the Demons. That has not happened throughout this Optus WAFL Round 6 fixture for season 2021. Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington bring you all the action from Mineral Resources Park. Can Busher hit the scoreboard? Awkward spinning ball, did not hit that the way he wanted. You'd love to take the mulligan and retake that, but unfortunately it's just a minor score. But again, better signs. And I'm sure a man of his quality won't let that affect him. So the Thunder look to bring it back in. They got 2 options near side of this screen at the moment, and that's where the ball's going to come. So the 15-metre rule now allows this kick to travel 70 from home. Schofield, he's had a tremendous game. Walking the tightrope, just showing his agility. He's like Benjamin Button. Look at him go, just winding back the clock. Gains 15 metres with a kick up towards Bell. Taking it a good tackle to Lawler. Lawler kicking up towards a 2-on-1 that favours the Demons. Is that going to be paid? Yes, it is. And
what
that
a mark
one
from Tracy.
Was Tracy. We had 2-on-1 because he had another man coming back with the flight of the ball. Let's have a look. KCA Site Services replay. Just couldn't get the effective spoil there, unfortunately, with Zach Hill and also College running back with the flight of the ball. But Tracy, one of those, can easily get distracted by a man running on. But he had eyes for the ball and a chance for him to kick his second. He kicked 1 in the first term. His first game in the teal of the Thunder, and this would break the spirit of the Demons, you would suggest. Right foot shot on the way and never looked like scoring, misses to the left-hand side.
Unfortunate there for Tracy. Perth working it back in now. Deep into time added on for the second term. Ball goes out to the far wing into a contest. Went to ground. Collected by Perth and pushed forward. Running onto it now is Hill. Hill with the footy, snaps it around the body. Inside 50 to a 1-on-1 contest. And Peel are going to get the jump on it. They've got numbers to the footy now. Turned it into a 2-on-1. Right back out into the low forward pocket. And cleared. And easily the mark was taken by Bewley. Stabs it out to Schofield on the far wing. Bewley added to the Dockers list in 2019. Played 19 games. Struggled due to a injury to his groin late in the season. And here he is in the teal for the Thunder. Thunder on the far wing. To right half, to left half forward. Ball gets chipped inside 50 off a step. Bell tied up. Ball trickles over and out of bounds.
Yeah, well done there from Giblet. Just getting a little toe to the footy there. Was watching the umpire intently, waiting for him to ping him for the deliberate, but common sense prevailed.
Throw in their forward 50. Going up for it. Ball at ground level. Looks like it might be brought in as two players fall on top of it. And
push in the back.
It'll be a push in the back.
So Randall, that's what happens when you get your head over the football, win it. Try and pick up the pill and got rode in the back by Maston, who's pleading his innocence with the umpire. It's not going to matter. Now, this would really sting the Demons because they've kicked 3 goals to 2 in this term. So they're working their way back into the game, but this would effectively halve the term as far as goals going. So it would break the spirit, you would suggest, of the Redlegs.
So from a 45-degree angle is Michael Randall. Distance looks good. And it's through the middle for their 11th of the afternoon. And they are building an insurmountable lead. Peel Thunder, 11-3-69. They lead the Demons 5-5-35 on the Lucky Shad scoreboard.
Probably a fair free kick if the man's got half a jumper on his on his shoulders. But Blair Bell kicking 2 earlier in the term, and now Michael Randall, and they get a little bit of a reward for all those forward 50 entries throughout the term.
Seen as a future leader of the club, Randall, 23 disposals last weekend, 13 the round before, 25 before that, and 33 in round 1. He's averaged 16 disposals in his first 17 games of league footy, so a breakout season looking like it might be coming up for the 21-year-old.
Perfect bounce from the umpire, Baldwin right, down to College, can wheel around, but pushed off his kick by the goal kicker in Randall. That's an awkward spinning ball. Off towards Howlett. Left-hand hand pass, put a teammate under a little bit of pressure. Does well to just gain another 10 metres, but it was straight to Byrne. He had 3 options with the hand pass. Here come the Demons. Inside 50 again, and that could be Carey on the far side of the ground. No, in fact, it wasn't. So the play on off towards Rogers. We know how good he is from that range. Thuds into the right-hand woodwork. So he's had 2 flying shots for goal, has Matt Rogers. Not able to capitalise this time. That was Busher that took that mark as well and elected to play on. So here come the Thunder, the dying embers of this first half. 29 minutes ticking over on the Lucky Shag scoreboard, dominated by the Peel Thunder. And we've got another stoppage in front of the Laff Lane locals. Right half forward. Healthy crowd at the moment. Good throw-in from the umpire. Baldwin right just threw Schofield to the side. Bewley. Interesting hand pass. They're receding ground to try and gain ground. Back into the hands of Bewley. Interesting dart. Creative kick coming out of defence. The Thunder looking to just show a bit of toe through the middle of the ground. Swing it out to O'Driscoll, and that will end the first half here at Mineral Resources Park. Well, the Demons, they showed so much promise in that second term. They trailed by 35 points at the first change, and we go into half-time on the Lucky Shag scoreboard with the Thunder, very accurate, 11-3-69, leading the Demons 5-6-36. That margin, 33 points. So for all their efforts, Luke Worthington, the Demons only win that term by 2 points.
Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle for them. At least they've managed to stay in it and not let the lead completely blowout, but 11-3, 69 to 5-6, 36. Just a tough afternoon for them, and the scoreboard pressure from Peel Thunder has really, really troubled them.
So both teams heading on off to the shelter and the shade of the dressing rooms at half-time. That team on screen, the happier camp at half-time. Round 6 of the Optus WAFL season. We'll be back at Mineral Resources Park on the other side of this break, and we'll run through all the numbers of the first half.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's. Try Hungry Jack's Grillmaster's new premium pulled beef with thick, juicy flame-grilled Angus and smoky barbecue sauce. New Grillmaster's pulled beef and Angus. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back to Mineral Resources Park. Some of the Laflane faithful here enjoying some of the shade. The ground bathed in sunshine. It's been pretty warm conditions here for this round 6 of the Optus WAFL season for 2021, and the Peel Thunder, after an impressive win against the West Coast Eagles reserves last week, seemed to have a stranglehold at half-time over the Perth Demons. 11-3, 69 to 5-6, 36, extending, or rather keeping, a 33-point lead at half-time, thanks to Lucky Shag. Some of the juniors out there enjoying a run at what is now a magnificent-looking stadium here at Mineral Resources Park. The West Coast Eagles and David Wirrapunda Foundation to our right of screen as we see the youngsters getting involved. And the Perth Demons, Luke Worthington, managing to put the handcuffs on Jackson Merritt. He had 12 disposals for the Peel Thunder team in that opening term, held to just 3 in that term. But in saying that, Tyrone Thorne has become busy. He's up to 15 disposals.
Yeah, Thorne's gotten busy. Bewley got busy in that second term as well, and so did Hancock. They're all on 14. Bewley's been incredibly solid. He gets a lot of contested possessions and is one of the talented Fremantle Docker listed players involved in this Peel Thunder side this afternoon.
As we have a look at some of the replays of this opening half, thanks to KCA Site Services, and we've seen plenty of that throughout the afternoon. Flying snaps, flying running shots on goal, as this was the opening term, and early stages the Demons were put under a barrage of inside 50s, and this man on screen, this was his first mark inside 50s, ended up taking 4 to the first half, Christian Carey, and has capped off some superb marking work and also 1 crumbing goal from the pocket. He has kicked 4 goals, 4 out of the 5 goals for the Perth Demons, and appears to be playing that lone hand in the forward 50 for the Demons.
Yeah, super dangerous for them, and also a bit of work outside the goals. A lot of marks taken inside 50. There was the mark he took inside 50, then de-lofted his 2-iron and punched it to the top of the forward 50, which set up their other goal. So he's been involved in all 5. He's got the assist on the only goal that he hasn't been involved in.
Let's have a look at a key out, which we identified before the game. Brady Gray out of the lineup for the Perth Demons. He's 3rd in the competition for marks, 4th for tackles, 1st in the competition for inside 50s, and that's what the Demons are lacking from the midfield at the moment, is that penetration coming inside 50. Matt Rogers has got 4 of those. He didn't have 1 inside 50 entry in that opening term. We saw him just back himself from tight angles outside 50. He's got one of the best long shots for goal in the competition, particularly on the run. So we'd like to see a bit more of that from him. And then also Gray, I mean, he's in the top 12 for disposals in the competition as well. So Dalton Langlands, he was a little quiet in the opening stages of his career here at Lathlane Park, but he's up to 11 disposals, just laid the 1 tackle. He laid 6 tackles last week. And if we have a look at Lawler, a reliable set shot for goal. And as far as for the team in teal, well, they ended up 3 goals, as did the Demons in that second term. Kicking to the right of our screen. One was a gimme for Bell off a free kick. Yep. Another off a strong mark, and then a polished finish as well. So they're just having the answers at the moment. They asked the early questions of the Demons. They couldn't respond in that opening term, and then you saw that the Demons fought back, and then it must be gut-wrenching for them to only have managed to come out with a 2-point edge in that second term.
Yeah, and it seems like the Demons are just being kept in it by a couple of players putting in some really good efforts compared to, on the other end, Peel Thunder have 8 individual goal kickers so far in only the second quarter. They've got 3 multiple goal scorers too. Yep,
let's have a look at that. So Blair Bell, 2 goals, all of those in the second term. Ryan Bennell kicked 2 snags in the first term. Jack Sears, he's been brilliant today. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. Braden Lawler, Jackson Merritt, Michael Randall, Tyrone Thorne and Josh Tracy. So as my colleague Luke Worthington just said, 8 different goal kickers this afternoon. Well, the Redlegs, Christian Carey's kicked 4 out of their 5, and Regan Clark popping up with 1 also. But Hayden Busher, strong player, good overhead mark. He's only kicked 0-2 today, and also Mitchell Brown, a hurried snap from him. So not really getting the penetration and the deep forward inside 50 entries that they probably would have liked. But there is a lot to do, but I wouldn't be writing off the Perth Demons just yet. Can we go around the grounds quickly? Other round 6 fixtures in the Optus WAFL season, Luke Worthington.
Yeah, so we head to Leederville Oval, one of the first of many blowout events this afternoon. Subiaco 9 goals 660 lead Claremont 1 goal 612 at Leederville Oval. Down at Fremantle Community Bank Oval, South Fremantle 6 goals 1 37. They lead East Perth 4 goals 3 27.
Yeah, and let's have a look at that. Only a 10-point margin there at Fremantle Community Bank Oval. East Perth looking for their first win. Same amount of scoring shots. So the Royals showed better signs last week against Swan Districts, I'm pretty sure, and they're showing a bit of fight also up against the Bulldogs.
I think they'll be happy with that so far. At Provident Financial Oval, West Perth 1 goal 3-9 trail the up-and-coming Swan Districts team 5 goals 32. And at New Choice Homes Park, wow, the East Fremantle Sharks 11 goals 571 lead the West Coast Eagles Waffle team 1 goal 1-7.
Yeah, a big blowout there. Nothing surprising as far as that game goes. Well, it's half time here. Both teams in the changing rooms and being addressed by the respective coaches. The Peel Thunder with the ascendancy. The half-time margin here at Mineral Resources Park is at 33 points. Well, with the help of Optus, let's take a look at AFL Premiership player Will Schofield's return to the WAFL. It starts with yes.
I started my career here in Western Australia. I played most of my first year at Peel. It was kind of a good transition between junior footy for me and then AFL. It was that middle ground where I sort of grew up a little bit, and it was why I was keen on coming back here. I really felt like that did have a lot to do with me developing not only as a footballer but as a man.
So Hawthorn have done it.
Probably took a long time to get over 2015. When you make a grand final, you think it's the best thing ever, and then when you lose it, you realise it actually could be the worst day of your life. 2015 was just a horrible day. It took almost 3 years to get back there. 2018 was life-defining for me. My best mate was killed in a bike accident. After round 1, went to the funeral in Victoria. Pretty much considered not coming back to AFL. I had my first child in June of that year, so that was a real wake-up call for me, and it was great. Fatherhood, changed me a lot. It was a huge roller coaster ride for me that year. Really feeling like my whole AFL life, it was all just gone, and I missed the opportunity. I was not going to get the opportunity to validate my work by playing in a premiership. I wanted that opportunity to, in my mind, validate my worth as a player, but as a person.
The Eagle has landed for the Premiers in 2018.
Having won, it certainly helped that, but I've definitely come to realise your value isn't what you are as a player, it's what you are as a person.
Yeah, well really when Scully decided to finish up playing at AFL level, I think he was lured naturally back to Peel because this is where he played his football before he played AFL, and he felt the sense of the community down here, and he's got a young family. So from what I can understand, it was quite an easy decision for Will to come back to the club, and yeah, we're definitely thankful that we've got him.
Like sort of any player that comes out of the AFL, you're exposed to an elite level of everything really that comes with AFL. Training, diet, mentality, you name it, we've seen it at AFL level. So I guess some guys go into coaching, and not really for me. I don't really see myself as a coach, but I do like teaching and I like leading young men.
I know he's really optimistic about the young talent that's coming through here at the club. So it's been great for him to run our emerging leaders program with our Colts and our senior emerging leaders. There's no doubt that he'll help those guys develop.
I do it fortnightly. We work through everything I've learned as an AFL footballer. So it's a little bit of a masterclass for them on leadership, but really it's about being a better man and leading better as a person, understanding yourself and giving you a platform to succeed. If the guys go out and get drafted, I'd be proud, but it would be awesome to see. But if they come out and they've learned something and they're able to be a better person outside the footy club, well, I've probably played my role.
Will Schofield, premiership player with the West Coast Eagles, and was superb in that win against Collingwood 2 back in 2018. Playing in the back line in what effectively was a 4-point win for the West Coast Eagles. He's having an impact today too, playing on the ball. He was a champion elite runner in his high school years, and he's showing it today. I mean, obviously retiring from the AFL, but starting on the ball and not getting much of a chop out in the ruck. He's had 15 hit-outs for this first term. He's had, first half, and he's had 3 inside 50s and 13 disposals. But what experience that he brings to that Peel Thunder lineup, and it's great to have some of these ex-superstars of the competition here that the youngsters can get out and have a look at. Some of those out on the ground at the moment enjoying the sunshine. Well, we're waiting the two teams to return to Mineral Resources Park to commence their warm-ups for the second half. When we return, we'll have a look and maybe discuss some of the things that the Demons need to address if they want to put up more of a fight. Second half action right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Alright, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Try Hungry Jack's Grillmaster's new premium pulled beef with thick, juicy flame-grilled Angus and smoky barbecue sauce. New Grillmaster's pulled beef and Angus. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Better.
Some of the Little League footballers making their way off Mineral Resources Park, formerly Lathlane Oval. The renovated, rejuvenated complex here.
Up and coming suburb, you might say.
Oh, there's some trendy people that live in the suburb. Matt Chechin's here, welcoming you back to this round 6 fixture as we take in some of the scenes. Bright sunshine today, and it'll be interesting to see who's got the legs to run this game out, Luke Worthington, because it's pretty hot conditions, pretty muggy today. No real breeze to speak of whatsoever, but Peel Thunder, a firm grip on this game so far. And the Demons, we're not going to write them off, but they've got an uphill battle in this second half.
Yeah, Peel Thunder have been superb in this game in all areas of the park. 11-3 they've kicked so far, and even if the goal kicking hadn't been so almost on the verge of perfect, the goal kicking this afternoon, they would still be pretty comfortable in this game, and that scoreboard pressure has just really given them a good buffer heading into the second half. A lot of good players involved for for Peel this afternoon. Jackson Merritt with 15 disposals. He's been incredibly solid all game.
But he stuffs the stat sheet, doesn't he? Because he's had 5 marks today, which is the best, tied with the best with Ben Hancock in that department for the team in Teal. But he also does it at the coalface, 4 tackles as well. So he's a player that can use the footy on the outside.
Yeah.
He managed to save a certain goal as well from Matt Rogers in that second term to the left of screen. So he's got a big tank, a big engine. He loves to tackle inside 50s. He can do it all, really. And he's won one free kick and managed to kick a goal. So he really is the Swiss Army knife and the barometer at the moment for the Peel Thunder Football Club.
For Peel, I'd love to see Nathan O'Driscoll get involved in this game a little bit more. He's had 8 disposals so far, so it has been a solid afternoon, and he's on track to put up a pretty good afternoon statistically. He played for Perth in the Waffle Colts, and he led the competition in ball gets per game and contested possessions per game in the Waffle Colts. Also had the 2nd most tackles and the 3rd most clearances on average in his Colts career. So really good signs.
Well, to be fair to O'Driscoll at the moment, he's playing across half back at the moment. He's been crunched a few times by the forwards for Perth purely on the fact that some of the hospital hand passes that he's received from the defenders coming out, but also Peel have won more of the football today, and it's hard to win that football when you're playing across half back. If we have a look at the disposal numbers, 35 more disposals at the moment. The Thunder, they're going at 186 for the team. The Demons at 151. The Demons, 95 kicks and 56 hand passes, and a lot of those have been coming through the middle of the ground, and they look better when they open up the Thunder with that kind of attack at the moment. We said that Peel were the top marking team coming into this game, but that's one area of the game that the Demons are controlling at the moment. They've had 46 to 43 marks to half time. I think the disappointing number for me, for the Perth Demons, other than the scoreboard, is to have 35 less possessions is one thing, but to be out-tackled by the other team is another. So the Thunder have laid 5 more tackles at the moment whilst having more of the footy. You would think that if you're chasing the leather around, that you need to be getting after that. And that's been a feature, unfortunately, for the Perth Demons throughout this season. Yeah,
and you can see the advantage that Peel has in contested possessions as well with the free kick count. 10 free kicks for Peel Thunder and only 5 free kicks for the Demons. So Peel Thunder really getting into dirty areas and getting rewarded for it by the umpires.
Yep. So we see Will Schofield, 13 disposals in that first half. He's predominantly been on the ball. We got a glimpse of what he was able to produce on this broadcast wing in the second term. He hand passed it to himself, sidestepped around the player that hemmed him in the pocket, and then towed the ball another 15 metres. And this is from a man that's played more than 200 games in the AFL. So premiership player as well, and we heard from him at the half-time break as the Thunder look to gather in their huddle. 31 different players used throughout the season, and you'd expect that from a team that's got access to AFL footballers, the Fremantle Footy Club. And the Demons, unfortunately due to player unavailability and injuries, have also used 31 players as well. So the most clearly in the WAFL, even more so than the West Coast Eagles, who again predominantly play their reserves. So they're just not getting that continuity with their lineups at the moment. I saw Corey Yeo, former captain of the club, played in the reserves today and had plenty of the football. I think he had about 24 touches to three-quarter time. Not sure what he ended up with, but he's just a classy player and a player that likes it around the coalface as well. So he'll be a welcome addition coming back in. We've already, don't want to sound like a broken record, but Brady Gray's out today, probably their best player so far in season 2021. And what a pickup he's been, spending time on the Fremantle Dockers and West Coast Eagles list. Up till this round, he was my smoky for the Sandover at this stage of the season. He's been superb. I know that players like Fisher and Black and other players around the competition, Jai Bolton, get plaudits, but Brady Gray really is a tough footballer. He wins it on the inside and outside. Fantastic mark, phenomenal tackler as well, and the Demons really missing him at the moment. So Christian Ayres and Baldwin Wright, the two ruckmen. They're going to go with the youngster, Dakota Baldwin Wright, up against Will Schofield, who was superb in this opening half. Let's see what the Perth Demons are made of. Can they fight back? They look to get the first clearance hurriedly from Maston, but they turned it over. Shallow entry inside 50. Busting out, trying to take the mark was the Peel Thunder player. Now they can get a first shot on goal. This would be the ultimate start for them. Up towards Bell. That ball hits the left hand behind post, so out of bounds on the full. So the Thunder picking up right where they left off. Showing a bit of toe there was Tyrone Thorne, the leading ball winner now. 16 touches on the ground. Tremendous talent. Baldwin Wright couldn't take the mark. Trying to bust his way through. Maston now. Can he get involved in the game? They link up beautifully. Here comes Busher. Found a passenger out the side door. Now there's a vacant 50, so it's a bit of a foot race at the moment. How will the footy sit up? Good closing speed there from Pina. He's been superb. To Thorne, touch number 18. Make it 19 now. He recedes a little bit of ground back to Pina. And now they can just take the air out of the football as they bring it back in to the ball magnet. That is Jackson Merritt. Towards O'Driscoll. Playing that half-back role today. Plays off by hand to Lake. Back to O'Driscoll. Now there's the run from the boy from Northam. Pumps it inside 50. Off hands. How will it sit up? The Crummers converge. The Demons walking the tightrope on their own goal line, but they show good composure, and Brent Edmonds takes the mark. Moves it further afield to Clark. Marking in front of Braden Lawler. He's got another option to Langlands, having to take it off his bootlaces. Back to Edmonds. Kicked a rare goal back in the early stages of the season. Considering he spent the majority of his career in the back line. Now that is a very interesting kick from Langlands, putting Giblin under tremendous pressure. So Langlands racks up the disposals, but it just ends up where it was before. Edmonds not paid the mark. Well done, Bewley, kept the ball alive. Can Tracy do the same? He can this time. Little hand pass underneath. Hurried kick forward by Randall. Can the Demons get the numbers at the back? Not this time. Snap around the corner, misses. The Demons dodge a bullet. Jack Sears looking for his third of the afternoon, not on this occasion.
Peel, really, really good forward pressure there. Hemmed Perth in completely. They didn't stand a chance there. A goal would have been a great reward, but they've had a lot of them already. 11-4, 70 they lead. Perth 5-6. 36 on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. Here they are again. Bewley on the left boot. Boots it in there. And it went over the top of Hill and trickled out of bounds. Bewley, really good start to his time with the Dockers so far over the span of the last couple of years. Now playing with their reserves in the Peel Thunder jersey today. Ball gets wrapped up. It'll be a ball up inside Peel Thunder's 50. Ball goes to ground. Perth crumbing it. Went up into the air. Peel Thunder collecting it now. That it was a high shot. So Peel Thunder, another shot on goal.
Look, Corey Burns pleading his case. You can't argue with that. That was high any day of the week. And I know he's pretty diminutive. He's a slippery customer. He's got such good lateral footwork, does Tyrone Thorne. Just the way he can step sideways out of a pack rather than having to run through.
Thorne, the 19-year-old from the Rockingham Junior Football Club.
He's class.
No trouble finding the middle of the target. And he's on the verge of a breakout season. 33 disposals last week, 21 the round before, and 24 before that. Up from his average of 15 disposals in league footy. So really solid so far. And he's already on 18 with a couple of goals this afternoon in this dominant performance by Peel Thunder. Two really solid games for this side in a row. After the big win against West Coast last Sunday.
What I like about him is that he's so deadly around the goals, but he can also float all the way back to half back wins contested footy on the outside as well with his pace, and then he's hard to tackle, as Byrne just found out then. Back in the middle. Baldwin right to Langlands. He's been okay on the ball today. Off to College. As reliable as ever. Kicks up towards full forward. Busher was held off the footy, not seen. Well done, Rogers. He has to backpedal, but he kept his composure. Back off to the savvy veteran in College. They scrag one up towards Carey, who's had a very good game in the forward line for the Demons. He's kicked 4 of the 5 goals as they get another forward 50 entry, but only just inside the paint. Ball up. Baldwin right, well done. Clever little tap. That wouldn't have travelled the required distance. Off hands. Going through was Brown. Back towards Carey. Did that tackle slip high this time? No, the umpire on the other side. And no prior opportunity, but the Demons will take another stoppage. Baldwin Wright, I think, has got a good future in this competition. Just his 13th game out of Vic Park, so he would know this area pretty well. And this is Ayres now, just grabs it out of the ruck, well spoilt there. Rather smothered by Randall. Probably saved that flying shot for goal. Busher on the scene. The umpire says, give it to me. That's a stalemate. And we'll clear the traffic for another ball up. Schofield versus Ayres. Well done, Ayres. Clever tap over his head. Almost won it back too. Ball in the hands of Bewley. Almost best on ground at the moment for the Dockers as they escort Brown over the boundary line. Brandon Walker got great closing speed for a defender. Just having some wardrobe malfunctions there as the ball will come back in. Right forward pocket. No score yet for the Demons. The umpire's witnessed a block and it's going the way of Schofield. Probably a savvy veteran play there, just using his experience. Now he's shooing away the options and now elects to just play that simple ball. Laterally to Brodie Lake. So Lake, his options have dried up, so he looks to go to the broadcast wing. That's a good mark. Floating back with a flight of the ball, that's Busher. He's starting to become active. Former Claremont player, did start his career here with the Red Legs. Beautifully weighted kick, and that's a strong mark as O'Driscoll was right on his hammer. And he stretched well above his head there, did Andrew Fisher. Too far out to score. Kicks from right half forward. Looking for Ayres in the forward line. Had it well spoilt from him. Into the hands now of Hancock. Sweeps the hand pass now. Out to Merritt. Merritt, that is a beautiful kick. Out towards Blair Bell. Far side of the ground. Taking a sprawling mark. Looking inboard to the corridor. Has he got options? No. But he honours the lead. Been a feature of this play throughout for the Thunder. Possessed the ball well this afternoon. This is Ben Middleton. So Middleton goes long, 45 metres up towards the arc, attacking side. Baldwin right. Is he going to be paid the mark? Yes, he is. So the big man manages to stand up and he'll look to set it up from left half back.
So here he is, looking for options. Baldwin right. Chips it back. Perth moving it across the face of the Peel Thunder goal.
This is good running here from Giblet.
It was, yeah, and they've managed to get a few numbers out to the near side. Chipped through the middle by Maston. Mark taken in by Brown. Moving it through the corridor now, Perth. Edge of the centre square, went to ground.
Oh.
Peel recover the footy well. Ewing kicks it forward. And now it's Peel who look like they might have a few numbers. Men running forward. They move it out to the far wing. Moving it to the top of right half forward. They chip it in and a strong mark is brought in by Hancock.
Not going to rag on the umpires one bit there, but Matt Rogers got a clip across the ear. He'd have a fat ear after that one. Probably should have earned the free kick at centre half forward, and then just like that, the Thunder sweep down the other end of the ground.
So Hancock with the footy, 34 disposals last week. Averages 10.9 in league footy, 22 and 21 the weeks prior. Boots it into the top of the goal square.
Stiff arm.
Now,
Bewley
with it, got tackled well.
So that's better play now from the Demons. They're taking the game on.
A lot more intent from the Demons as they handball it forward, running with it. It's Stubbs. Stubbs booting it into some empty space at right half forward. Running onto it is Pena. Pena with a chip across. He's going to put it into space for Ewing. Ewing with 15 disposals last week. Chips it through and... Oh, we got into some trouble there, but it's not going to be a problem with the free kick paid for interference. Mark taken out on the far wing by Hancock. Slows it down and looks for options now. Chipped across to Sturrock. First league game this year. He finds Brandon Walker in the middle. Walker in his league debut. Elects to pump it inside 50 into a one-on-one contest. Strong hands, but the ball trickles out of bounds at right half forward for Peel Thunder.
Yeah, good effort from that man currently on screen. Jaden Quill had to get over and kill that contest. Ball will come back in. Ayres versus Schofield. High hanging ball, one down by Ayres. That's a high shot. Free kick going the way of the Thunder. So the Demons, they'll have a little bit of time to get the cavalry back. They play on by hand. That's a mongrel punt inside 50 up towards Lawler. Demons with numbers briefly. Kicking off a step was College to a contest. Perth player pushed out of it, and the non-officiating umpire says that is a free kick, and rightfully so. Sam Stubbs. I've liked his efforts today. He looks to have a bit of toe, likes to take the game on. Busher. That's a brilliant hand pass, 20 metres, sweeps it wide, and they can set up now through Byrne. Byrne's got an option over the top. He elects to honour that to Edmonds. Edmonds looking to up towards Carey. Well sport from him. Ball will be going perilously close and out of play. The Thunder will take that any day of the week. But better signs now for the Demons. Christian Carey, he's been superb today, but just couldn't reel in the mark on that occasion.
Tracy really solid there for Peel Thunder, moving his way down into the back pocket, managed to break up that play.
So Stubbs before, he's had 5 inside 50s, like the look of him. Here comes the Thunder on the right boot now of Hancock. Good strong mark, or arms were chopped. Casey Nicholas spears it back into the corridor, right into the middle of Mineral Resources Park. Hope you're enjoying the call. 40-point lead thanks to the lucky shag to the Thunder. Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington bringing all the action. This is Brant College. He hasn't got many options at all. Maston's screaming for it in the middle of the ground. Elects to just chip it up towards Busher. We'll get my colleague to have a look at how many marks he's had, because he's really starting to impact the game. The Tigers recruit. That would barely go 15 metres to Edmonds. Plays on by hand. Back to Nicholas. He's going to pump long and high to the goal square. Chaos ball is off hands and through for a minor score. Christian Ayres on the scene, the big man, but couldn't reel in the mark.
Yeah, 9 disposals so far for Hayden Busher. He's taken 4 marks, though. 2 shots on goal for 2 behinds, unfortunately.
So the Thunder bring it in. Middleton off to the run of Merritt. Such a big tank and get up and down the ground. Tracy in a bit of a foot race now, so who's going to win this battle? Well done, Ayres. Just pushed his counterpart off the ball, but now Bell can gather. Comes in board with the hand pass. Schofield steps through a little bit of traffic and then just shows his class and chips to attacking 50. They play on, lower the eyes. Good spoil on the football. Oh, Baldwin right. Allows his teammates to gather. Maston, that's a great hand pass to Byrne now. And if he can take this mark and keep it in, he could be away. He's got 60 metres ahead of him with vacant space. 2 bounces, chips over the top. There's another man in Carey over the top. Almost that professional push, just trying to slow down the play. So Carey was screaming back towards goals, but unfortunately, this man in Stubbs was shoved to the ground, couldn't get on and play on, but he's going back with intent. He's kicked 4 goals too on the season. 8 marks last week against the Sharks to go with 2 goals from Mount Gravatt. The Vultures, they produced Darryl White, 3-time AFL Premiership player, as he goes bang from outside 50. Won't have the journey this time. Off hands. Carey again, very ambitious, misses the lot, but he's looking to take the game on. So the Demons are having a good patch at the moment. They're taking the game on, taking risks, bringing the ball through the corridor. Byrne with a bit of dash on the outer side, and Stubbs as well, but they're just not getting the reward, unfortunately, on the lucky shag scoreboard, which has the Thunder out by plenty as we're about halfway through this third term.
Here's Tracy. Looking for some options deep in the back pocket. Into a contest punched forward hard by Middleton. Perth collected the ball, gets booted in down low by Fisher off a step. Good tackle there, brought him to ground.
Demons player was held.
Oh, and a bit of trouble here that Tracy's gotten into with Rogers.
Yeah, and I like Rogers. He will always stick up for his teammates. Man from Cunderton, they breed him tough out there, that's for sure. Particularly in that household. I think all of the men in that household are over 6'6" and 120 kgs plus of muscle. So, former Cunderton Magpies player, also spent time at Swan Districts in his career. Did Rogers.
Jaden Quill from a 45-degree angle. First league game this season. Hasn't played league since round 1 of last year. And that won't be a problem for him at all.
Give him more games. First goal for the Demons. They answer the first goal for the Thunder in this term. Tyrone Thorne with a set shot. But let's have a look at the Newtown Toyota replay. And that's a perfect ball drop. Jaden Quill from Ross Moyne. Third game only in his career. Could probably warrant a few more.
So,
well, they're inching their way back into it. And if they do fall short today, they've got a tough game next week. They've got South Fremantle, Perth, so they want to build some momentum for that anyway. And Peel will be taking on Swan Districts from memory. So some tough games for both teams coming up. In fact, Peel have got West Perth, my apologies. Swan Districts are taking on Subi.
So Peel Thunder 12-4.
Maston, that's high.
76 lead Perth, 6-7-43 on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. Ball goes up. Schofield won it down for Bewley. Handball goes out the back. It found Hancock. Hancock switching it across to the far side of the ground. Perth bring it in. Ball went up. An errant kick. Gets turned right back over to the Thunder. Moving it into the middle. They have a few numbers in the corridor. Here's Brandon Walker.
He's on skates.
Slipped. Still holding on to the footy. Manages to find O'Driscoll in space. O'Driscoll with a kick over the top. Finds Schofield without much problem. And I think Schofield will back himself from here.
Well, I'll tell you what. You called for it at half time. I'd like to see a bit more from O'Driscoll. And he's really stepped up in this third term. Arguably not the best footballer in his family. His sister, Emma.
Yeah.
He's played 14 games for Fremantle. And
both siblings.
Well, their mother, Michelle, was an absolute gun netballer back in the day. Played state league. So very, very talented family. Schofield, this would be rare. I mean, he's kicked one for Peel this season, but
he'll love this if he gets it from a 45-degree angle, just at the edge of 50. And it gets rushed over the line. Perth bringing it back in. Langlands collects it.
He's had a couple of marks literally off his shoelaces this afternoon.
Fisher brings it in now. Was with the West Coast Eagles waffle side. Went back to Perth last year after the Eagles sat out for a season.
That's a great ball from Giblet.
It is, as they get numbers on the footy. Perth with some space on the far side, booting it inside 50. Busher's going up for
great mark, Busher.
And they'll pay it. Really strong mark there from Hayden Busher. Left Claremont, as we said before, to come to Perth last year. $15,000 transfer fee was, and we can see that on the Newtown Toyota replay. He's on a 3-year deal with the Demons after he left Claremont. 19 disposals last week. 11 and 13 in the rounds before. He's been solid today with 10. 2 shots on goal for 2 behinds. Here's his third.
Oh, lovely.
It's not a problem. Busher moves to 1 goal, 2, and Perth closed that lead a little bit more. 7 goals, 7 trails, 12 goals, 5.
And this is why
on the Lucky Shag scoreboard.
And this is why I said at half time we're not going to write them off, because they're within 5 kicks now. Home crowd as well. It's been a predominantly scoring has been to the left of your screen, so they'll be kicking that way in the 4th term. And we've literally just ticking on 20 minutes now. So you would suggest maybe 8 to 10 more minutes in this term. They get within 3 kicks. I mean, it's another 1 or 2 goals unanswered here, and the Demons are right in this. And a lot of Peel players at the moment, if you have a look at the body language around the ground, Luke, a lot of players hands on hips at the moment, on their haunches, whereas the Demons, they're up and about. So it's amazing what a bit of momentum can do. We're back in the middle. Good bounce from the umpire. Baldwin Wright down towards Maston. Almost drop kicks it in the end. Baldwin Wright, that didn't travel the required 15 metres. Here's Bewley. For me, been best on ground so far. Goes with a 50-metre laser inside 50. Good spoil on the footy. Brings it back down to ground level. Where are the Crummers now for the Thunder? There's one of them in Thorn. Little hand pass out the side. He'll stoop down now. Nice little blind hand pass, rather. They gain another 10 metres, and the strategic grab off the laces and step over the line from Fisher. That allows the Demons back half to reset. Mark up on their players to man up. So ball will come back in. Skew throw in from the boundary umpire. Favoured Baldwin Wright. He fed off the hand pass. Langland's taken without the footy and earns the free kick. Defensive side of this broadcast wing. And he elects to recede ground. They go back inside defensive 50. Now, if they want to play the horseshoe, they can. Nicholas, he's got a teammate over the top. Davis through the hands of the intended target there, and Clark. So that opens the door now for the Thunder. But they'll get the saving mark from Cornelio. He's been pretty influential. 13 disposals to half time. Just no options further of the footy for Henderson. He has to recede ground. They play the 1-2. He's going to get set upon. Another hurried hand pass out towards Byrne. Well done. That took a bit of courage to just drop his head over the footy and try and work it to a teammate. Now, is that ball out of play, or is it going to be a free kick? No, it's out of play. So we've got a ball in. So Baldwin Wright having to make a lot of ground to get to this boundary throw in. 22.25 minutes travelled. Lucky Shag scoreboard. The Demons kicked 2 goals to 1 on this term. Another skew with boundary throw in. One down at the front by Tracy. Can the Thunder extract the football? They can. Kicking up towards half forward. No clean mark. They're getting numbers at the back. Nice hand pass to Langland, but he had it spent before he earned it. And out of play. He would like that passage of play back over, but he's been very serviceable throughout the afternoon. 18 disposals, 3 marks and 3 tackles. Also 3 inside 50s as well. Perth will need more of that, particularly in the 4th term, which is about, you would suggest, 6 to 7 minutes away. Shallow throw in this time. Tracy won it down at the front. College on the scene. But it's Peel who emerged with the football. Kick up to a one-on-one contest. Is that going to be paid? No, but Shark by the Thunder player. Kicks around the corner and hits the post. Blair Bell thinking that it was soccer rules then and play off the upright, but not on this occasion. So it'll be Nicholas to bring it back in. Can use that 15-metre rule now. Just goes straight down the middle of the ground looking for Busher. Over his head towards Byrne. Can Byrne get it forward to Busher? Goes to his way now. O'Driscoll has to try and negotiate some heavy traffic. Oh, and he was taken high. No. O'Driscoll, and I'll commend the young player then, because he stood right up in the face of that high shot. Now delivers to Lawler. 3 kicks from home. He's got Pena on his outside left. That's where the kick will go. So Jarvis Pena, he's got another option if he'd like to use that. Just 10 metres down that line. Now he's used his allotted time. I'll tell you what, wouldn't be buying any real estate off that umpire if that's travelled 15 metres, but he's paid it to Valenti. He's gone a little quiet through the hands of Tracy. Should have done better. Well done, Baldwin Wright. Just forced it down to ground level. That allowed College to win the football towards Busher. Strong mark in front of Pena. So he's got Stubbs. Goes to Rogers. Dropped the mark, but didn't matter. No one on his hammer, so he can load up on the left boot. Poor kick in the end. It's going to be turned over and into the arms of Brandon Walker at left half back.
Walker's had a good game today. He stabs it through. The mark was taken by Lawler. Past 100 games last year, Lawler, as he kicks it across centre half back in the direction of Hancock. Hancock kicked it out wide, and Thunder have some numbers on the far side. Ewing with a stabbing kick through, went into open space. Perth will collect it now and move it through the middle. They look good here. It's Henderson booting it inside 50
Stubbs.
on the right foot.
Oh.
Stubbs went up for it, and
Push.
finding it at the back of the pack was Peel.
Now, the Demons need to be careful now because the Thunder could be 2 kicks from being out here.
Thunder look good here as they move it down the wing. It was
poor
Lake and a crucial turnover there. Perth
Stubbs.
booting it inside 50 now. Looking for it is Stubbs. And just couldn't quite bring it in. And it looks like it could be holding the ball here. But the umpire's going to bring it in.
Look, I sung his praises earlier in the term, but how good is that Stubbs? Went for a big fly before and then almost reeled in that good mark there.
Ball booted out of the pack off a step. Peel look like they could be out of trouble here if they can get this one-on-one contest. Ball gets punched forward. Collected. They're handballing it around and they'll move it to right half back as the siren sounds for three-quarter time. Perth, a valiant effort in the third term. They 7 goals, 7-49. They trail Peel Thunder 12-6, 78.
So the Demons kicking 2 goals to 1 in that third term, and Rogers has come to life, as has Busher, and Stubbs providing good targets. Christian Carey's kicked 4 goals through 3 terms. He'll need to be a focal point if the Demons want to wrestle the ascendancy back in this fourth term. So Lucky Shag's scoreboard, there it is, 7-7-49, the Demons trailing Peel Thunder 12-6, 78. Don't go anywhere. The fourth term right around the corner, and the Demons right in this round 6 fixture. We'll be right back.
Try Hungry Jack's Grillmaster's new premium pulled beef with thick, juicy flame-grilled Angus and smoky barbecue sauce. New Grillmaster's pulled beef and Angus. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Better.
Single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Coach Gary Moss addressing his charges. Matt Rogers on screen there, and Christian Carey. Rogers providing a bit of a spark in that third term. They'll need more of the same. Dalton Langland's also stepping up his game. He had 8 disposals for the Demons in the first term. Now has 18 through 3 quarters. Brant College getting active also. 15 disposals for the Demons, who, despite their good work around the ground, cut into that 33-point margin that the Peel Thunder had allowed themselves at the main break to now lead by 29 points at three-quarter time. But you sense that some of the momentum starting to head back towards the home team. They'll be kicking to the left of screen as we have a look at some of the highlights through 3 terms, the KCA Site Services highlights. Matt Chechen's welcoming you back to Mineral Resources Park in ideal conditions today, very warm. It'll be who manages to be the better hydrated and who can run out this fourth term that might prevail today. My co-commentator this afternoon in Luke Worthington, your take through that third quarter. It was dominated by the Demons, but not so much on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's been the problem this afternoon. They could be back in this one quite a significant amount if it wasn't just for the Peel Thunder scoreboard pressure. We'd be seeing a much closer game heading into this fourth term, and Perth haven't embarrassed themselves at all. They've just been outdone by a really, really strong Peel Thunder side. A lot of solid ball winners on the Thunder.
The thing for the Demons at the moment, the big number, and I'm sure that Gary Moss will be addressing his players on this, is that they've had 4 more inside 50 entries at the moment. Peel are one of the best, most potent teams at being efficient as far as scoring majors from forward 50 entries. And have a look at this run and dash from Byrne. This was a polished finish here in the third term by Jaden Quill, who kicked his first goal.
4 more inside 50s and 2 less scoring shots as well. It's not even just the goal kicking difference. It's the fact that they actually do have less scoring shots despite the more inside 50s.
Will Schofield has been superb throughout 3 terms at the moment. Ben Hancock leading all disposal winners on the ground. He's gone about that pretty well today. 18 kicks and 5 hand passes. Anyone getting over 20 touches to 3/4 time, and 90% of those have been kicked, so he's been a damaging player. But Jackson Merritt's been superb. But for me, maybe not statistically, but I just think his impact on the ground, for me, Brett Bewley has been almost best on ground at the moment through 3 terms. Luke, 19 disposals. He's laid 3 tackles, 2 inside 50s, but he's got such a big tank and engine. You see him winning the football at left half back, and then all of a sudden taking marks at left half forward. So he's a man that just chews up the metres, gaining ground, and he's got such a penetrating kick.
Yeah, and when he was playing in the AFL for Fremantle, he could kind of switch between that wingman role or the half forward role, and here in the Waffle you can pretty much use him anywhere on the ground. He's been incredibly solid. Pretty much all of his possessions have been good quality possessions. There's nothing that's really gone to waste with him. They're strong contested possessions, they're clearances, and they're things that are really helping Peel Thunder have an impact.
So Hayden Busher was a focal part of a lot of the build-up play across centre half forward, and also kicking a goal also in that term. He's taken 8 marks, most of them in the forward half of the ground. You would suggest him and Carey, who was a little quiet in that term, but credit to Peel for locking down that aspect, because Christian Carey had 4 goals to half time, and they kept him scoreless in that third term. But Busher, he's going to need to get active, as is Rogers. We sung his praises before. He's a man that can provide that bit of electricity. He's a fierce attacker on the football. Just having a look towards our left of screen, it's not on camera at the moment, but a child's left their footwear at left half forward. Not my son. He usually leaves them lying around the house, but he's not at the game this afternoon, luckily. So be interesting to see who manages to claim those at the moment, because that could be a tripping hazard as we are about to start the 4th term. Big crowd in this afternoon, majority of them wearing masks, which is good to see. I think that was going to be required if they got more than 1,000 patrons today. Now those footy boots have been removed. The culprit's been named, shamed, and might get extra homework on the weekend. Here come the Demons. They need the first goal of the afternoon over the head of Carey, up towards Ayres. He couldn't take it this time. Pina, well smothered. That's from right off his bootlaces. That was Stubbs. He had a great third term as well, and getting the high fives from his teammates, and rightfully so, forcing a stoppage. So the Demons, they won the second term only by 2 points. It was just their poor work in that first term that's got them up against it. Ayres, clever tap. Schofield taking a good tackle from Stubbs, holding the ball. So that's a good scalp to have. 2018 Premiership player. Originally from the Geelong Falcons. Here's Schofield. They've produced 157 AFL players, Luke. It's pretty handy, isn't it? 18 Premiership players.
Not bad.
You look at Dangerfield, Sam Walsh, Cunnington, Boak, Jordan Lewis, Luke Hodge, Ablett Jr., Bartell, Jonathan Brown, Scarlett and Ling. They don't call it the football factory for no reason. Yeah. Interesting side-skipping motion here from Stubbs. Can he give the Demons the ultimate start? It's straightening, but not enough. Misses to the left-hand side. And a minus score, but better signs here for the Demons. How will they set up this kick-in from the Thunder?
Was a long bomb from Stubbs. Got unlucky just as it swerved at the end there. And here's the man we were talking about before, Brett Bewley with the footy. Bombs it out to the centre square. Tracy with strong hands brings it in. Managed to get over the top of Hill. Chipping it forward. Taken in easily by Bewley again. These two have been dangerous, both listed by the Dockers. Pumped inside 50. Might have been a push in the back. Yes, it will. And play on goes through for a goal. So Peel Thunder extend their lead. Let's just see. So no call from the goal umpire. He's going to have to take the set shot.
Yeah, so the umpire's bringing it back by the looks.
Yep, they will be bringing
to
it back.
Blair Bell. So the advantage not paid.
Unlucky there for Michael Randall, who got the jump and managed to boot it in the goal square, but Bell will have an attempt for another goal this afternoon. He's kicked 2, one of 4 multiple goal scorers for Peel at the moment, and one of their 8 total goal kickers on the afternoon. Bell from almost directly in front, sails out wide. So Peel, unfortunate for them to end up with a point after they played on there for advantage. Umpire called it back, and a strong mark was brought in there by Christian Carey.
He has gotten better as the game's gotten longer.
And he's moved a bit further down the ground now.
Bourbon right.
As he pumps it up the wing. Strong hands. The footy was brought in by Busher. Busher kicks it forward, and at left half forward, it's brought in by Byrne.
So Baldwin Wright is motoring towards the square. That's good vision, isn't it, from Byrne?
It was, yep, and Byrne.
To Langlands. Well, he kicked 3 last week against the Sharks, and he's really stepped up. He's kicked 6 straight on the season, so the numbers say that he should split the middle here.
Langlands was on St Kilda's list in 2018, played 3 games for them. Solid power runner, wins a lot of the footy. 15 disposals last week. Best of 20. Played 4 WAFL games. This is his 5th, and that's no problem at all. Oh, no.
Has it carried?
It has. Yep. Wow. And, oh no, they're going to... No, it'll be a goal. Yep. So if we're in the AFL, that would have been prime for a score review, but the goal umpire was confident with what she saw, and done a tremendous, will take that one.
Done a tremendous job too, Chloe, right? Let's have a look at the Newtown Toyota replay. Langlands loved it off the boot, didn't he? And his celebration was muted. He thought, yep, there you go. Just a modest
dip at the end,
single clap. Yeah,
it looked like it was going to sail into the net off the boot, and then took a bit of a dip at the end.
This is the closest that the Demons have been since the 6-minute mark of the opening term, when they faced a barrage of 4 unanswered goals. So they're back within 4 straight kicks.
7-8-50 trails 12-7-79 on the Lucky Shag scoreboard. Schofield is in the middle with Baldwin Wright. They both go up for it. Ball goes to ground, collected by the Demons. Kick off a step, goes inside 50. At centre half forward, almost brought it in. Snap around the body by Byrne, and the mark was taken in by Hayden Busher. Don't count them out just yet. Don't count them out just yet, as Busher brings it in with 2 strong hands from the Vic Park Junior Footy Club. Debuted in the WAFL in 2010. And he's on a very slight angle. It's no problem at all. 9-8-62 trails 12-7-79.
3 straight kicks, the margin, thanks to KCA site services. Also Newtown Toyota, get the Newtown feeling, and Busher is getting that Newtown feeling right there. Punches through his 2nd of the afternoon. Both in the second half, so 1 in the 3rd. 136th game at the moment, and Lockie Cullen, who's come back into the lineup this week, charged with him out of the goal square at the moment. He may be having some headaches. So Peel have dominated the centre clearances. The umpire will recall that. So Baldwin Wright, he's just grown into this game at the moment. He's been moved back on to the ball. Just looking around into the forward line at the moment. No sight of Christian Ayres at the moment in that forward line. So the Thunder, can they snap this? 2 unanswered goals from the Demons. Up towards centre half forward. Good spoil from Henderson. Brought it down to ground level. Bennell was taken without the footy, but the umpire didn't see it. So they head up back towards Carey through his arms. Good dash through the middle of the ground from Pina. Now he kicks out towards the feet of Bell. He gets just shoved off the footy. Good work from Giblet. Inboard with a hand pass. Bit of composure needed from Cornelio, and we've seen that throughout the afternoon. Plays on to Maston on the stretch. Former teammate and good mate too, Schofield, slams him to the turf. Here come the Demons on the outer side now. College fires it off to the ruckman in Baldwin right. Kicks off a step. Looking for Busher. Flies. Well sport from him. Down to ground level. O'Driscoll just wheels away on the left boot and kicks it into the stands. Or onto the grass embankment, should we say. Out of bounds on the full, and it'll be taken by either Busher or Brown. They're both hovering around. In fact, it'll be the latter in Brown. So the number 13 hasn't kicked a goal so far this season. From Wongan Balladoo, just down the road from Gamelling. They produce some good players too. Just backs himself from the pocket, misses the lot. But if you're going to give away a free kick, that's probably the best position in the ground. So Pina will fetch it from the crowd, look to bring it in. Let's see how Peel can manoeuvre and play their way out of this. Bit of a chess game at the moment. The umpire says play on, so he does so. Towards the outer side of the ground, through the hands of the Demons player. They bring it inboard. Maston recedes ground with a hand pass. High ball. Up towards Busher. He flies, takes the mark. If you don't mind, he has come alive in this second half. Contested mark. Let's have another look. Newtown Toyota replay. Also been held around the waist as well. And have a look at that. Strong mark in front of his opponent, James Ewing. And Busher, a chance to make it 3 unanswered goals. And this to bring them within 13 points. Busher, steady, straight through the middle. Buckle up, Thunder fans. And the Redlegs supporters here at Lathlane erupt on the members' wing. And they have come to life in this 4th term on the back of this man's performance. Wasn't certain until the very last moment. He kicked 2 in the opening term. Rather, that was Christian Carey, my apologies. He kicked 1 in the 3rd, and he's kicked 2 in this 4th term. And he'll go back to that goal square. Cullen with his hands full. So, Lucky Shag scoreboard. 12-7-79 the Thunder. They still have the lead to 10-8-68. So that margin back to 11 points. Those that can't do teach, apparently. Ball back in the middle. Schofield versus Ayres. That'll be recalled. And the fans getting on the back of the umpires' backs here, but I'd love to see what the numbers would be if they elected to try that skill, because it's one of the hardest things to do in world sport. 1 down by Schofield. The Demons have been epic in this last term. Here comes Thorne showing his speed. Kicks up to a 1-on-1. Is that a realistic attempt at a mark? The umpire thought so. Peel Thunder gets caught in a Demon sandwich on that outer side. In over hands and knees is Maston. He's going to be pinged. Holding the ball. Is it Maston? No, it's not. My apologies. It's Brent Edmonds. So he's got to scrape himself off the turf. The free kick going the way of Michael Randall for the Thunder.
Here's Randall. Boots it inside 50. Tracy went up for it. Fell behind the pack. Ball goes to ground.
Oh, is that high?
Looks like he might have been whacked across the face. Hancock. But now Schofield has
good hand pass.
Handballs it across. And that is
that deliberate?
Prime
Is
for
it?
Deliberate.
Yes, it is. Whoa. Jason Gibb, the whole crowd here on the broadcast wing were waiting with bated breath, and he obliged.
Maston, the beneficiary of the free kick at right half-back, stabs it through where it's taken in by Cornelio. Strong hands out on the wing. Ball gets chipped through and luckily taken in by Carey.
50 metres.
50 metres.
That's the first one of the afternoon and the wrong time to give it away too, O'Driscoll, unfortunately. And this man, well, if you're going to back anyone in, he'd be the man that's kicked 4 throughout the afternoon.
A good play from Kerry here can help them within less than 1 goal. Ball goes to ground. Peel get hands on it and he's wrapped up. Ball gets taken in the danger area for the Demons. They go up for it. One out the back cleanly by Peel. Randall kicked it and a big turn over the marks taken at right half forward.
College
looks like he's going to back himself.
Well, he's kicked 0-1 so far in 2021. And this is, to say this is an important kick is an understatement. Sends it on its way. Will it have the journey? Not this time. Is that mark going to be paid? Ball in dispute right at the teeth of goal, and it's through for a minor score. So that moves the Lucky Shag scoreboard back to a 10-point margin in favour of the Thunder. As Pina looks to bring it in, he goes straight down the middle of Mineral Resources Park. That's an ambitious kick to say the least. Numbers favour the Demons, but that's a fantastic tackle laid by Thorne, not rewarded by the umpire. He continues to impress as Tyrone Thorne. Closing speed, phenomenal, and lays a strong tackle. Ayres with the swinging fist. Back to that man in Thorne. Steps through the traffic. Ball in dispute. One way then the other. Well done there from Hancock. Step through some traffic. Kicks out towards the side of the centre square. That's an interesting kick coming back in board. Ayres, tallest man there in that contest. Couldn't take the mark. Henderson taken without the footy. The umpire didn't think so. So the hand pass comes back out. They can go inside 50. Going back with the flight of the ball. Fisher couldn't take the mark. Crumbed in the end. Did it sneak through? It did. So Fisher elected to go back with the flight of the footy. Collides with the players. Let's have a look at the KCA site service replay. You'll see Fisher the man that it is. And just unfortunately for him, Giblet couldn't affect the spoil. And on the scene, Ryan Bennell, who was 0-2 as far as goal kicking, kicked 2 in the opening term, pops up with his 3rd goal, and what a time to do it, because that gives them a little bit more breathing space now. Still under 3 straight kicks. Now, unfortunately, the scoreboard here at Mineral Resources Park does not have the time ticking up, but hopefully at home you'll be able to see it on your screen. And this, as we tick over 15 minutes, is going to be a big ball to win out of the middle. Ball in the hands of Bewley. A little quiet in this 4th term. Thunder with numbers at the back of the pack. Back into the hands of Thorne. Thorne delivers to Merritt. Merritt's got an option over the top. Dinks it over the top to Lawler. Now, he could have played on there, but it just says no. We're going to try and stem the flow. We've just kicked a goal. Now we'll take the air out of the footy. So uses his allotted time. Sends it long and high. Inside 50. Bell had his shirt. His jumper tugged into the hands of Byrne. Just got the hand pass away to Rogers. Rogers in turn to Langlands. Run out of time. Effective hand pass. So they're spinning it out up towards Carey, who was flat-footed. Lawler dumps him in the tackle, no prior. As we approach almost 16 minutes, halfway through this final term, the Demons kicked 3 unanswered before the Peel Thunder responded, but the game is still up for grabs.
So here we go. They go up for it. One down and taken in by Thorne.
He's stepping up, isn't he?
He is, as it gets crumbed by Lawler. He booted it into open space. Schofield's running onto it. Handballs it, collects it himself. Schofield still with the footy. Busts out of the tackle. And the kick goes through. Oh, and he just couldn't bring it in. What an individual effort by Will Schofield there.
And a high shot, so it'll go the way of the Demons. Winding back the clock, isn't he, Will Schofield?
Shame that he wasn't rewarded for that there. It was really, really a good
That
play.
can be paid as deliberate. It is.
Oh. It was one of those 50-50 deliberates. If they had have not done it, could have made a case for it.
I just think because the ball pitched so close to the boundary line there when you had a player leading, you know, if it had landed 10 metres further inboard and trickled out, you probably would have got away with it.
Baldwin right, tried to hammer it down. But now Hancock is going to collect it. Ball went to ground. Both teams trying to get it on the deck. Might be high.
Maston,
it will
well
be.
done.
So Maston took one for the team there. Ball gets chipped out for Davis at left half back. Stabbing kick found Rogers.
The Demons have got 3 players unguarded in the centre square, but you're going to be risking that, Rogers. So he elects to go for the percentage play down the line. Ayres managed to gain 10 metres with that spoil in front of Baldwin Wright. So the 2 big men putting in the hard yards for the Demons, and we get a throw in just between the broadcast wing and half forward. Dakota Baldwin Wright will lock horns here with Tracy. Maston will be at the foot of this tap. Here it goes right now, and the big man for the Demons was held, impeded, said the umpire. The Demons looking to get numbers. That's a long ball inside, looking for Busher. Couldn't take the mark, brought it down to ground, goes with a second effort on the ground. He's corralled in a good tackle, fed it off by hand to Carey. Somehow manages to manufacture a kick. It's a hot footy at the moment, bouncing across the face of goal. O'Driscoll, that was a poor hand pass in the end. Peel will do well to try and keep this ball alive. They don't, out of bounds on the full. So it'll end up back into the hands of the number 23, who's been pretty handy this afternoon, and Samuel Stubbs. So, in fact, they're going to hand it over towards Andrew Fisher. So Fisher, the tightest of angles for a right footer, comes in deliberately and misses the lot, unfortunately. They've done that twice from that same pocket. So 15 points to the margin, 19 minutes played, 4th term, thanks to the lucky shag. Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington bring you all the action in this 4th term from Mineral Resources Park.
Peel work it out to left half back and take it in. They're going to slow things down quite a bit now, you would think. Lawler pumps it down the wing. Ball went off hands onto ground. Spills out into open space and trickles over the boundary. Perth are desperately going to need one in the next minute or two. We're just about to move up to the 20-minute mark. Baldwin Wright goes up for it against Tracy. Peel win it down. Booting it just to the top of centre half forward. A good contest for the footy, but the umpire deems that he was held. Perth pumping it through the middle, and
free kick.
That will be a free kick.
So there's a 2-on-2 further of the ball, and that's where it's going to go out towards Busher.
So Busher takes it in.
Yeah, this has proved to be a tough pocket to kick goals from this afternoon. Those deep shadows out there.
No one's really liked it so far. Busher is a good kick of the footy. His 3 goals, 2 on the afternoon.
This would be huge, wouldn't it?
A 4th would be massive. And not quite. They really needed that one, Perth. And now we move into, you would assume, just under 10 minutes of rolling time left.
So Peanut delivers it straight down the middle towards Thorne. Give it back to Peanut. They're just looking to chew up a few valuable seconds at the moment. Bewley's offering a lead there on the 45 degree near the boundary line, not honoured. O'Driscoll's on the scene as well. So Ayres is going to try and lock down Pena. Is that ball just in? It is, and Bewley takes the mark. O'Driscoll offers his services inboard, but gets ignored towards the outer side and off hands for a boundary throw-in. Chance for both teams to reset as we go 21.5 minutes deep into this 4th term. Lucky Shag scoreboard. Optus WAFL round 6 fixture. The Demons looking for their 3rd win, as are the Thunder. Schofield, Baldwin Wright couldn't get an effective hit out. Spinning through traffic there. Well done was Quill, but his hand pass asked a lot of his teammate. 1-on-1 now, Blair Bell up against Giblet. Giblet wins out this time. Fires off the hand pass. They've linked up well now. This is Taylor, usually a good user of the football. Elects to go to the tall timber and Ayres. Sits under the footy, but it was well sport from him by Cullen. Into the hands of Bewley. Bewley out towards a teammate in Hancock. Spun in the tackle. Kicks into his own player. Trying to get through the Brown tackle. Couldn't do so. Good spoil that time from Langlands. And he offers the follow-up tackle as well. It's tough. It's hard. And why wouldn't it be? There's only 3 goals. 3 straight kicks the margin. So the ball gets sent up. Only 4 goals kicked in the term. Wouldn't be too much time added on, you would think. Here comes Bewley, almost best on ground. Corralled by College. Off a series of shins. Thorne, he's been superb in this last quarter. Up towards a vacant square. Can Bell get back? The ball pitches in front of him. Well done, Giblet, forcing the minor score. They dodge a bullet to the Demons. He's been very, very good in one-on-one battles today. Taylor brings it in, spears it down the middle of the ground, onto the chest now of Davis. Davis just plays on with it. They go long, out towards Rogers. He was pushed in the back. Free kick. So Busher will go and fetch the footy. He'll hand it back to the number 18. The bodies start to flood back to the left of screen now. As Rogers, with that penetrating kick, elects to load up. Looking for Busher, and it goes through for a minor score. Just needed to be a little straighter, and that would have made a real contest of it. 23.5 minutes have elapsed. Final term. 15 points to the margin in favour of the Thunder.
And here's the Thunder working it out. A thumping kick goes to the top of right half, a left half back. Trickles out of bounds. Perth have been valiant in the second half.
They have not led for a second of this contest.
No, and I think it was that early scoreboard pressure from Peel Thunder that has been the difference in this one, because they've now moved to the same amount of scoring shots.
So an announcement just made at the ground because of the no scoreboard. There's about 4.5 minutes of actual time remaining. So providing there's no more stoppages, we're looking at about a 30-minute term.
Yep.
So 4.5 minutes, and the Thunder would be happy now just through Tracy just to take the air out of it and just to chew up some clock now.
Tracy on the far wing chips it through. The ball's taken in cleanly, slowing things down significantly. Ball pumped inside 50 into a contest, hit the ground first.
Well, they lost it in the sun, I think. Oh!
And a spinning move sees the Demons come up with the footy.
That was Cornelia, that was brilliant.
Langland moved it out to the far wing for College. Kick around the body, goes to right half forward, and strong hands. Hayden Busher takes
it's
it
out
in.
of bounds on the full.
Oh no.
Yeah, it just had a bit too much carry, unfortunately, but fortunately for the Peel Thunder, that's Jackson Knight with the ball in hand.
Peel boot it up the far wing. Ball goes off hands and trickles out of bounds. Unlucky there, an unlucky break for the Demons. They've now...
Well, they're up against it now with the Lee Matthews rule, the 3 goals in 3 minutes. Interestingly, he said that on the coverage a couple of weeks ago, that he only said that once. But yet the media and other coaches have just sort of rolled with it. Here come the Demons. Can they have one final roll of the dice? Langlands kicks up to Busher, gets rid of his opponent, couldn't complete the mark. Snap around the corner is good. Sam Stubbs, his first goal. He kicked 2 last week against the Sharks. He pops up with a valuable one, his first of the day. If you have a look at this, they just took the game on straight down the middle. Busher almost took a fantastic mark. Have a look at that. Newtown Toyota replay. And the ground announcer has just notified there is 3 minutes remaining in this term. As we see Chris Maston make his way back out onto the ground and fish up. So Maston will go straight onto the ball at the moment. Looks as though Baldwin Wright will stay on the ball along with Brant College. This is an all-important clearance. Langland's also the other ball winner on the ground now for the Demons. Tracy stayed in the ruck. Bewley's almost stepped into the square. If you can see that nearer to the screen, he almost trod into the square. So Peel, now Schofield's in the square. Confusion reigning. Now they finally send a body forward, and it'll be Michael Randall. Now, I'm not sure if that's gamesmanship or not, because Schofield ranked from centre half back. Bewley was in the square, so lucky not to give away a free kick and infringe there. So the Thunder get the all-important clearance. You suggest a mark and a score here would end the game. And there's the first part of that equation, the juggled mark. Taken at the front of the pack. Ben Middleton kicked 4-1 on the season, originally from Hall's Head Junior Footy Club. Has not had a side of the big sticks throughout the afternoon. So the margin, 11 points. You would suggest about 2 minutes remaining. He's not going to waste any time. Or rather, he's going to waste time, I should say. He's not in a hurry whatsoever. A goal would seal a pretty good win in the end from the Thunder. Behind keeps the door ajar slightly, and he puts that nail in the coffin of the Demons. Ben Middleton. The Thunder faithful love it. Ben Hancock, 30 disposals now, leading ball winner on the ground. Cornelio has 24 touches for the Demons. Thorne, he has had one epic fourth term, 29 disposals for him. He's also won 3 free kicks and loved it. As soon as it left his boot, that was sailing straight through the middle. So ball back in the middle, and it seems as though the Thunder get their maths right on this occasion. Schofield will lock horns with Baldwin right. Thorne on the ball as well. Schofield halves that contest. And we'll reset again from the Bullseyes. Even though it's going to end in defeat for the Demons, it's still a lot to carry forward to West Perth, who have had their own struggles of late throughout season 2021. Another ball up. And the Thunder, they set their sights next week on Subiaco, who from last glance were giving it to the Tigers. The top of the table clash. Thorne, the only wrong foot he's put all day as he slips over, allows College to clear. Out towards centre half forward. Still putting in the hard work is Carey. Cleaning house with the hip and shoulder. Rogers not giving up the fight either. Bit of composure needed now from the Thunder defenders. They get that briefly. Good strong mark. They could be out here. Nice, a great tackle. College. They want to play on now. They'll go back inside 50. Very shallow entry. One-handed attempt at the mark. Was that in the back? No prior. Ball up. Almost 30 minutes have elapsed. So a valiant fight back from the Demons, we must say.
Yep.
But we'll credit Peel Thunder for standing up when it counted. They seem to just have those answers in the fourth term with a couple of goals.
Ball was won to ground by Perth. Spills around off a couple of hands. Going to be taken right back in at centre half forward.
Plenty of loyal supporters tuning in today. Shout out to Jared Goddard. Phil Douglas in there as well. Thanks for joining us throughout the afternoon.
Ball gets thumped out into open space. Thought it might have been a possible holding the man call there, but it wasn't.
Cornelio has been good today in a losing team.
Maston off a step. Ball goes almost to ground. Snapped off a step inside 50. Ball gets punched down. And that's going to do it. So Peel Thunder leave everything on the table after that win. 14 goals, 8, 92. They defeat the Demons 11-11, 77. A big win for the Mandurah Club today.
Thunder fans rejoice. They move above the 50% as far as the win stakes go. 3 wins now and 2 losses on the season with their high turnover of players, and they have come to Perth, who are always going to be up against it today with some of their stars out, particularly Sinclair and Brady Gray. But let's credit Peel Thunder, who really set this win up. 8 straight goals they kicked in the opening term, and that's what really set up
that was it.
The win. 8 goals to 2 in that first term. And then let's credit the Demons from there, because from there 6 goals to 9 were kicked. So the Demons just incrementally working their way back into the game. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. They got within just under 2 kicks in that fourth term, and they'll rue that slow, sluggish start in the opening term. Chris Maston had a big impact in the fourth term. Almost got his head ripped off in the contest. His first game back. Missed out on the win last week over East Fremantle. Let's go through with Luke Worthington some of the ball winners and the leaders in those statistical categories for this round 6 fixture.
So for the winners this afternoon, Peel Thunder Benjamin Hancock with 31 disposals, 21 of them were kicks, really solid outing for him. Kicked it inside 53 times, took 8 marks. Tyrone Thorne with 29. Had a solid outing. Jackson Merritt was spectacular, and so was Brett Bewley. Had 24 disposals, took 6 marks in, 3 inside 50s, and the major goal kickers for Peel Thunder. Multiple goal scorers. Jack Sears with 2, Ryan Bennell with 3, and a couple of others made their way onto the score sheet as well. On the other end, the disposal winners for the Demons, Jacob Canelio with 25, 18 of them were kicks, 2 inside 50s and 8 marks. Dalton Langlands had 22 disposals. College with 20 and Taylor with 20. Very interesting to see that only 4 players on the Demons side managed to crack the 20 disposal marks on the other end there were 7 Peel Thunder players who managed to crack that mark. So we will just go around the grounds one final time before we sign off at the end of this game. Most games having ended today. At Leederville Oval, Subiaco 13-16-94 defeat Claremont 7-12-54. At Fremantle Community Bank Oval, South Fremantle 10-4-64 defeat East Perth 8-9-57. At Provident Financial Oval, West Perth 9-8-62 defeat Swan Districts 8-5-53, and a thumping by East Fremantle at New Choice Homes Park. 21 goals, 15, 141. They defeat the West Coast Eagles Waffle side 3 goals for 22. Yeah, still going. Probably right at the end. Yeah, so 30 minutes into the fourth term.
And how's this for a number?
7 goals too for Marsh there.
Yeah, John O'Marsh, former St Kilda Saint and Collingwood Magpie players. We have a look at some of our game highlights thanks to KCA Site Services and the very quick start. That was Thorne getting the first goal of the afternoon. Before it was the Bennell show. He kicked 2 goals in that opening quarter for Peel Thunder. If you have a look at that, if you don't mind, on the run. It was very hot conditions early on, and 3 unanswered goals in the opening turn, 4 unanswered goals. That was from Jackson Merritt, who was superb today. Bennell, clever little snap around the body with his left foot. And it was just an absolute barrage of inside 50 entries. Giblet, I thought, stood up well today. Brant College had a decent game. Canelio was a good ball user. And have a look at this. Christian Carey on the stretch managed to break that 4 glut of unanswered goals. And the first goal registered to the right of screen this afternoon. He would end up with 4 goals. Unfortunately, all of those in the first half for him. Hayden Busher came alive in that second half, was influential in giving the Demons a little bit of life in this contest. Kicked 1 goal in the third and kicked 2 goals in the fourth after some strong marks. Like what we saw from Samuel Stubbs today, he was a goal kicker, but provides a lot of dash and strong work around the contest.
He was helped off the field by the trainers at the end of the game too, so hopefully nothing too serious there. After a really, really stand-up performance by him in the losing side.
So let's have a quick look as round 6 is effectively done and dusted. East Fremantle will take on Claremont next week, and Claremont coming off maybe a surprise loss. I'm not sure. I mean, Subiaco have dominated, but those 2 teams have clearly been the benchmark of this competition in the last 10 years. So Claremont will look to respond not next week, but the week after the state game, obviously, against East Fremantle there. Peel will take on West Perth. West Perth with a pretty impressive win today. Perth will have to try and rebound against South Fremantle. That's going to be a tough ask here. East Perth will take on the West Coast Eagles. One of those teams will break their duck on thinking it might be the Royals, because to take South Fremantle to just a 7-point loss today is pretty impressive. And then Swan Districts will take on Subiaco. That could almost be the game of the round. Well, best of luck to our WA state team in action next week. On behalf of all of our team here at Front Row Screens, thank you for your support, and we look forward to your company in a couple of weeks when round 7 will commence. Luke, great call this afternoon. Look forward to your further input moving forward in the season.
Thank you very much, Matt.
It was the Peel Thunder. They got there in the end. They were massive, setting up their win 8-2 in that opening term, and they managed to hold on against the fast-finishing Perth Demons. Matt Chechens, on behalf of the Front Row Screen, signing off from Mineral Resources Park. We look forward to your company very soon.